Welcome to Shapes of Gaming, the weekly conversational podcast all about video games. It's unedited, unfiltered, and we have always been unhinged here. I'm one of your hosts, Matt, Neocharge on PSN. And joining me, we have the crew, the entire crew here for episode number 50, our 1-year anniversary. The 50th episode is, of course, as always, the Retro Gaming Encyclopedia. Bob Harriman, Leon Lionheartley on PSN. What's up, dude?
Happy birthday, Shapes.
Right? 1 year old. Holy shit. And like I said, we have the entire crew. So we also have Alex Meese, Goat Lord Shriobix on PSN, also known as OracleMike on Discord. And he's a wizard when it comes to music production, has some albums out. What's up, man? How's it going?
Pretty good. I'm just really happy you finally said the name right after a whole year.
Hey, I did it. The Goat Lord himself. And as always, you all love him. He's rounding out the Shapes crew. Caleb Shiff, AdmiralMerps on PSN. He 100%s all his lists on gaming. He's the trophy hunter himself. The best. What's up, dude?
What's up?
Oh my God. What's up?
What's up?
All right. Welcome to this 90s podcast. I'm one of your hosts. No, we were just talking about Scary Movie. That's funny. Love it. Good intro. And then you stay silent. Just like amazing. So
he wants to keep this podcast under 3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying my best. I have to start from the beginning.
Fellas, this is our 50th main episode, our 59th episode we've ever done, because we, of course, have bonus episodes. We have spoiler casts. We have a spoiler cast in the works for you all, actually, recording soon. But we are on our 50th main episode. It has been 1 year. This podcast is going to go live exactly 1 year from the day that our first podcast went live, episode 0, Hello World. How are you all feeling? Bob, go first.
Phenomenal.
I'm scared, Daddy.
I think you should name the episode I'm 50, but I don't know how you write it so that people read it that way.
Yeah.
But that's just my suggestion.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you guys. Yeah. I really am. I mean, I didn't realize that that it was last May. I mean, I know that I
May 1st
was around and I listened to it, but I didn't realize that until the last few episodes when you had mentioned it. And that's quite the achievement.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
Thank you.
So good for you. I'm happy for you. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. And a lot of our friends have been part of the journey. So, shout out to Bo Ben, Burrito Supreme, Mace, Mystic Mace, Mason. Who else? Carrie. I don't know her handle. Commander Shepard on Discord, I believe. Ryan Barrett, Infinity's In. He's been on the show. Who else? Am I missing anyone? I don't think so. If I am, fuck you. No, I'm kidding.
If it is, you're forgotten.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, it's been a wild ride, and it's been amazing. It's just we set out to talk about games, drink beer, create a community, and that's what we've done. So we're going to reflect on that, just kind of like a little celebration episode. Of course, you're going to get the news. We got some big news to go over.
Yes,
you're going to get what we're playing. We're not going to talk a lot about the main game we're playing because two on here have not played it, so we're going to be very light on that conversation. And yeah, you're just going to get the normal ass episode, and it's the 50th episode, 1 year anniversary. So let's get into it, shall we? What do we start off all the episodes with? Beer. What are we drinking?
Who first?
Nobody.
You want me to go first? I'll go first.
Sounds like you. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll go first. So I don't know if it's a local brewery, but I know there's a local chapter of said brewery. I tried to look it up, couldn't really find that many answers, but Crooked Can Brewing has a wheat Hefeweizen called Cloud Chaser. I love wheat beer. I love it. It is. I mean, I've talked about it on earlier casts. It's the Blue Moon is just the normal. I know most people make fun of that, but fuck you. I like a Blue Moon. It's a nice little cozy beer. But I went with a friend to this Crooked Can. I had never been before, and I did not order it because of the name. I just said, can I try all of your wheat beers? And they let me try it. And I said, this third one. She's like, it's called Cloud Chaser. And I was like, fuck yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
My favorite protagonist in video games. Of course I'm going to chase that bitch. So yeah, I'm drinking that. It's pretty good. Had to get a growler because I don't think they do 12 packs around here. Because I think one of the places that when I looked it up, I might be wrong. I think it was Florida and not Ohio, but
Interesting.
I don't know. They have one about 20 minutes away from me, so that's what I go to now, and it's great.
Very cool. That looks good. Looks very weedy, and I like wheat beers.
It is very weedy.
They usually do a lot of fruity beers, and they're just easy sippers, right?
Yeah, they are.
Bob, you go next.
Okay, sure. First, for number 50, you always got to start it with the Cask Crack.
The Cask Crack. Yeah.
Anyways, so this one I saw, and I know this is going to be a mad ass beer, but I got to try it. It's coming from our new favorite brewery over there at Living the Dream. This is a continuation of their Powder Run series, except this time, Matt, it's a tangerine.
Oh, I saw the orange. I was like, oh shit, that's a dreamsicle.
Really
that's
good.
a dreamsicle, isn't it?
I haven't tried it, but my guess is it's basically a dreamsicle in a can, and
you're experiencing it here first. We're going to get your live reaction for our listeners. The pour is happening. Yeah. Oh, that's actually a nice little. It almost looks like a wheat.
That looks great.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. Almost.
Nice glass.
Thank you.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Got that.
So correct me if I'm wrong. While he drinks this, a dreamsicle. I thought a dreamsicle was orange. Is it? Yeah. Is tangerine the actual flavor? That I don't. I'm asking.
A tangerine is a small orange.
Yeah, but they taste different.
Oh yeah,
like a clementine tastes a little different than a Florida, natural orange.
That's true.
So I didn't know if a dreamsicle was. I guess that counts.
Yeah, Powder Run is heavy on the vanilla.
I'm an idiot.
No, it's all good.
Okay.
Powder Run's heavy on the vanilla, so I was thinking, it's going to be like an orange taste, citrus taste with vanilla, maybe dreamsicle. What's the consensus, Bob?
Yeah, that's basically what you're getting out of here. You're getting that it's the orange tangerine citrus in up front, followed by a nice, little finish of vanilla at the end. Oh man, that is a summertime beer. If you know what I mean, like it's refreshing like that.
Save me one of those.
I didn't even ask.
Tell him he can have one. Tell him he can have one when he wins a bet. With you.
Right. Hey, I have one.
Whenever the next
I have one. I won Wolverine.
He got the Wolverine one. Yeah, he can have one when he pays up his other dues.
Right, dude. I'm ready to go to the liquor store when you are.
Wolverine ain't out yet. Pocopia has gotten a 90. So Wolverine ain't out yet. As much as it pains me to take that side, it is true.
Well, I think Bob said it would never release, but I mean, it's got a skew. So it's kind of
sorry. Insomniac got cut because Herman Holst loves to just dissect studios. Wolverine's not coming out. I win the bet. You owe me another 12 packs.
Sure.
Herman Holst actually, this is the news for you guys. He sold Sony to Epic Games.
Yep.
So it's just all Fortnite collabs from now on. And saying that, I almost threw up on myself, so you know. It was really hard for me to say.
That is my own personal hell, I'll tell you that. Alex, we drink anything tonight?
Yes, I am, actually. Excellent. I'm not drinking beer, though. I am not drinking beer. Fine. So
he's drinking
I haven't had it in a while. I picked up a bottle of Old Forester over the weekend. So I figured I'd just have a little glass of bourbon while we're having the cast tonight.
Beautiful.
Not really in the mood for beer.
Love it.
Just kind of wanted
celebration of the 50.
Yeah. Nice little celebration. Friday, we're going to celebrate in person. Have a beer and a bite or a drink of whatever we drink. We're picking up Caleb from the airport. He's flying in.
Yeah,
it's going to be fun. So,
yeah.
No, all kinds of drinks are welcome on this cast. I think we've had water, we've had soda, whatever. Ironically, Bob, I am also drinking a Powder Run. And this is one you recommended to me. And it fucking tastes like Cinnamon Toast Crunch or a cinnamon roll in your mouth. It is called Powder Run Cinnamon Roll. And it's a horchata style cream ale with cinnamon and vanilla. And it basically just tastes like a cinnamon roll. You're drinking a cinnamon roll. They got some banger drinks, man. And they're concocting.
They haven't had a They haven't had a beer I didn't like yet.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah. So I'm excited to try the tangerine one for sure. So yeah, that's what we do here on Shapes. Our 50th episode. We drink, we talk about video games, but first we talk about life. How's life going, Caleb?
Well, I told you if you wanted to keep this cast under 3 hours, not to ask me any questions.
Do you have any Cheez-It stories?
Failed.
Do you have any Cheez-It stories?
No. So I think I told you guys, I don't remember if I mentioned it on the cast, but wife and I went on a family trip with extended family to Cancun about a little over a week ago is when we returned. Or actually, I think it was a week ago that we returned. Anyway, your boy here doesn't do that well in the sun for extended periods of time. And I actually was doing great for the first couple days. And then I got heat rash in the back of my throat.
Oh, what?
Which was not great. I didn't think it was possible. The actual medical version of this is that it's like an allergy, like an allergic reaction that can manifest anywhere in your body. Typically, it is, where you got the most sun. I don't want to be super gross, but if I've been in extended sunlight for a really long time, I tend to get it on my chest and my feet. Because I got big ass flat feet and they're pasty white because I wear pants and shoes all the time. So that's usually where it happens. This time, I did not get it on my back. I didn't get it on my chest. I didn't get it on my arms. I got it on my feet, my legs, the very back of my hands the last day, which was a new one. So it was just itchy. And then I woke up in Cancun and thought that I was getting really sick. If you can tell, I sound slightly congested. I am not sick at all. I actually feel fine other than this stupid, I looked at my throat because I was like, what the hell is going on? And it was just a couple little tiny spots, exactly like the heat rash on the outside of my body. And I was like, what the fuck is this? It's nonsense. It sounds like utter horseshit. So I come home. I'm miserable. If I break out into a weird coughing jag on here, I'm going to try my best to mute the mic, but I think I'm healed enough that I'm doing okay. But I had a dentist appointment, just happened to have a dentist appointment when I got back. And I went in there and I said, is it possible to get heat rash in the back of your throat? And the hygienist that we've known each other for a long time, she just looks at me and she says, so how is Cancun? And yes, it is possible. It's just incredibly rare. And I was like, great. But she had told me that it was basically an allergic reaction, that my body was just fighting whatever. And it just so happened that lucky I got it right smack in the back of my throat. And it's itchy. It's just itchy all the time. Ooh. So I would call, it's weird. It's wild and weird.
You're not looking up at the sky, mouth agape, and just like the
sun.
Lisa
asked me. She asked me if I fell asleep with my mouth open in the sun, and I was like, I don't think so. But even if I did, I think that's the most absurd thing that could ever happen to a human being. Like it's just
weird.
It's nuts. But I mean, other than that, everything seems to be fine. I'm a little tired. Have not had enough time to catch up. Every day there's something else stupid that I got to do.
Yep.
And I say that with love to any of my friends that are listening. If I have helped you with stupid shit, I'm not upset that I've helped you. It's just still stupid shit. So that's why I haven't gotten to do Pragmata yet. And I did get to start Diablo 4 Lord of Hatred last night with my buddy who's been waiting for months.
Nice.
So that was like the one real free extended period of time I got, and I was able to do that, which was cool. But yeah, can't really complain too much other than this stupid itchy throat nonsense gobbledygook. Unfortunately, no Cheez-It story.
All right.
Haven't gone to the store, haven't done anything in recent history, but tune in next time. I'm sure I'll have some crazy bullshit.
Yes. Well, welcome back. We're glad you're feeling better. We're glad you're here. And stop looking at the sky with your mouth open.
I know, right? I was worried that I was like, how am I going to do the cast? I'm going to have to just pantomime shit, and they're going to have to speak for me because I can't talk. It was pretty annoying, actually.
Well,
very annoying.
We're glad you feel better. We're happy to have you.
Hey, thanks.
So, Bob, how's life been, man? Anything new? Anything exciting?
Well, I'm healthy, which is surprising considering I have been out of town as well, as we all heard on last episode. If you haven't gotten there, I was in Las Vegas for Level Up Expo. Finally got a chance to experience this, gentlemen, because we recorded at the evening of setup. First off, I was there to assist and be a handler for my buddy OracleMike. I'm sorry. Chaos Creations. OracleMike is Alex.
Yeah, he's
There are
OracleMike.
I know so many mics in Alex. It's weird. Right? I don't know what's going on.
You just really want to hold Alex's hammer, is what you're saying.
Yep.
Right? His big hammer.
He never asks. I've been waiting.
Well, he's a man who just takes charge. He doesn't have to ask for shit.
And I still wouldn't have a sore throat afterwards.
Yeah. Yes. I deserve that.
What was his name?
But yes.
No.
Ricardo. I mean, never heard of him.
His name was Sonny.
Damn.
Oh man, you let that one go.
Love it.
But yeah. We got
the soundboard.
You are a bad distraction, my friend. Stupid. How did we get here? Oh yeah, that's right. Life. So long and short is I was helping out my buddy Chaos Creations, who was carrying around his 3D printed gravity hammer from the Halo universe as part of the 405th Mountain, which is a cosplay community specifically tailored for Halo universe, and 3D printed this thing, gentlemen. We weighed it and measured it. It couldn't meet the con standards for props. But we got an exemption because it stood 6'7" and just over 14 pounds.
Wow. Wait, it was seriously 6'7"? Are you fucking with us?
I'm not fucking with you.
This has been episode 50. Well, thanks for listening.
Yep. Matt's out of here.
Matt's done.
I love that it was 6'7".
Yeah. But no, it was a fun time. Got to hang out. Matt's gone. You know what? We'll just keep this going.
Oh, finally.
And I'll pass it
that
on.
Guy would never leave.
Me
too.
Oh, hey, he's back.
Jeez.
But at the end of the day, Matt, it was still a fun time.
Yeah.
It's no MagFest though. It's like when it comes to the conventions, you got to stack them. And this was our first year. It's the checkout. Sure. Mag is still king. And then right below that, I'd say level up. Okay. It's supposed to be gaming focused, and you can see hints of it there. So there's an arcade, there's an indie development table, or with all these indie developers, you go check it out. Things of that nature. A couple of people are selling some retro consoles, but on the other hand, there's still the celebrity aisle. There's still the other non-video game related, more anime, comic book kind of related stuff.
Sure.
Not a big deal. Not an end of the world. It's basically laid out onto 2 floors because if you know the Las Vegas Convention Center,
yes,
that thing just goes for days and days and days. Yep. We were only in the south part, and still took up only a fraction of that building.
Wow.
You said that it was it didn't meet the standards. Was it because it was too big? Or what?
It was because it was too tall. Props and prop weapons were only allowed up to 6 feet.
Well, that ain't no gravity hammer, so I'm glad they made an exception. We got to see a photo you had shared, and that's pretty great. It was good. It was really cool.
So cool. Shout out to him. Chaos Creations. He's shown me a lot of stuff, and all those pictures. You posted all the pictures on the Discord. So
yes,
if you guys want to check out Level Up Expo, Bob graced you with all of the photos from that event. So.
Yeah, definitely. But it was a good time. Came back, and I have been catching up on the office work, and trying to play what games I can. Hopefully, now that things are settled this weekend, I'm going to be just hitting game after game after game.
Awesome. Hell yeah. Alex, our beautiful baby boy, how are you doing? First off, how about that new epic intro? Amazing.
Yeah, thanks, man.
You have been cooking, and that is our new intro. As you heard, it was new yet familiar, but you enhanced the song that the album it dropped on, New Game Plus. You created our intro, our original intro, and then you created this song VIP remix. And I said, hey, for our 50th and our 1 year anniversary, let's mix it up. Let's enhance the intro. So. We have a new yet familiar intro, and I got to say, it has some synth chorus in there, and then it has more bass. I'm a huge fan. So, how's life going? And tell everyone about your amazing music you are creating, and maybe what's to come. Who knows?
This is kind of weird to be put on the spot to talk about my music for a minute.
Plug yourself.
If it helps, I'll get you started.
Yes.
This morning, when I was getting ready for my day, I was like, you know what? I want to listen to X30. So I popped it on and I listened to the whole fucking thing again. And I was like, tonight, when we record, I have to tell Alex how much that still fucking slaps.
It's so good.
And I love it. I really do. I love it a lot because I don't know if I told you guys this. Normally, that's not really my style of music. I'm not saying that I don't like it. I'm just saying I don't gravitate towards it. But I enjoy it so much. I feel like I can actually see the story that you were telling throughout all of the tracks. And generally, I don't do that. Generally, I have a song and I take it and I really like the song for what it does, or I need to be shown something while the song is on, whether it be in a movie or in a game, whatever. But with your album, it just does it on its own. It's great. And I'm not just saying that. It like, yes, you could picture me naked. I was in the shower when I was listening to the second half, and I was just like, doing this in the shower.
Everything flopping around.
Yeah. Oh, there was big floppy donkey dick everywhere. It was great. So, but yeah. So that's your lead in. You get to follow big floppy donkey dick.
Yep.
In the shower. But for real, man, it's awesome. And this new intro track that I got a sneak peek of is great. So you should be really proud of yourself. It's wonderful.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, I don't think I could ever explain in words like how much it means, like how much, not even just you guys, like everybody that's reached out to me that's loved everything I've released so far. Like even New Game Plus, like I've listened to it so much from listening to the podcast myself that I started to hate the song. So when you asked me to take the VIP mix and make it a little better, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to make it something I actually want to listen to. So that's what I did. I threw in the violins that were already in the VIP remix, and I increased the mids on them so they cut through the mix a little bit more. I changed the bass drum a little bit more. I layered the 808 that I used for the bass in the VIP remix. So it's actually two separate bass tracks, one that's all the way bass boosted and one that's all the way mid boosted. So it sounds incredibly full. Like even in regular headphones, you can still hear it and feel it. Mm-hmm. And it was at the point where it was like physically shaking the crap on my desk and knocking things off of my top shelf up here. And all I have is a little sound bar on here.
Beautiful. I listen to it in my car all the time. Like seriously, that music, that album slaps. And
yeah.
This morning I only had it playing on my phone. Like I didn't have AirPods in. I didn't have it on my sound system, and I still can hear the highs and the lows. And I mean, the mids are strong enough. No, it's not as good as a full on sound system would be, but it doesn't matter. It's like the balance is very good, and it just, the melody is there. The counter melody is there. It gets me excited when I listen to it, which sounds weird to say.
Especially in the shower.
And I'm not just bullshitting you.
God damn it.
Well, I'm always
especially
excited.
after talking about your floppy dong. Now you're telling me you're
floppy
excited
anymore.
Yeah.
Clearly.
It started floppy and then ended very, very excited. No, but for real, I'm not just saying that because I know you. I would, that I would tell you if I thought it was garbage. Like I would just be like, hey, I don't think this works. But no, I'm a huge fan of it. So you deserve the praise.
Yeah,
my man.
I've actually told you when we were working on the intro, which we can talk about when we reflect. But I was like, yeah, this ain't it. This isn't hitting. But then when you sent the New Game Plus, so I'd tell you too, Alex, this album is incredible, and I can't wait to see what you have cooking. So,
well, there is plenty cooking.
Yes. Where can people listen to it?
That's gonna BA select start. B space A space select space start, like as in the 2-player Konami code from Contra. That's going to be on Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, iHeartRadio, pretty much everything. I'm on YouTube as well. And you can listen to the full album there. You can listen to the old stuff. You can even listen to the original version of New Game Plus, not just the VIP mix. But the version that we have on the cast, I will not be releasing on Spotify or anything like that. That's just going to be for us.
Oh,
and cast I tend to keep it that way.
Exclusive.
Yeah, I tend to keep it that way. I want to have something as intellectual property for Shapes, not just my music that I benefit off of.
Okay, cool.
And then I do plan on having a sort of a EP, not quite an EP, coming out shortly. That's going to be more songs from X30 that didn't make the cut. I'm just going to get everything together. I'm calling it X30 DLC. Throw it all together, release it all, and then a few months later do like a whole compilation of everything. And a thank you for all my listeners and for you guys in Shapes.
Heck yeah.
That's awesome.
And it'll be better DLC awesome. Than what Take Two has given us.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
If you want it to truly shine, you have to disable it in like 3 months.
Yeah.
Just take it away. Be like, this doesn't exist anymore. Fuck you guys.
Shit. Yeah.
I'm going to delete all my music and then launch this album and nothing else exists.
Please don't do that. Please just let
I would never do
it over and over again.
No. What the hell? We appreciate you being part of the crew, and we love that intro. And if you want to keep it exclusive, entirely up to you. But yeah, that album, I think Threat Incoming, that synth, that heavy synth, line is just it's one of my favorites.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Wait till you hear the songs that didn't make it.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I think.
Me too.
All right, so you can use this sound clip, even though my voice is a little fucked. Shapes exclusive.
Ooh.
For your the things that are on exclusivity here.
Okay.
I'm not as good as the girl vocalist in your tracks. She's fucking on point. But
yeah,
I know my 4-note range and I stick to it.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Hey, you play piano. That's all we need you for.
Yes.
You're a phenomenal musician there.
Quite well too. Played a little for us at your place.
Thank you.
Yeah. There was a piano at MagFest too. I don't know if it's a grand, I don't think it's a grand piano. It's just a piano you can play. So that's cool.
At MagFest, I think it was a baby grand, actually.
Baby grand? Okay.
I don't remember. I think it was a black baby grand.
Well, look at that.
Black baby grand sounds like a term
baby.
that I should not say in mixed company, but I did, and I don't give a shit. Black baby, Shapes exclusive. There you go. There's another one.
Jesus. Coming soon. No. That's cool. Life and yeah, the music is awesome. Life for me it's ever evolving. I'm in a transition period.
Congratulations. We knew it. We knew you'd finally get there.
We fully support you, okay?
My name is...
We fully support your transition.
Madeline.
Shapes exclusive.
I would like to be addressed as Madeline now. And no, living.
Are you sure? I will call you Madeline
please.
for the rest of our lives.
A living transition.
See, he loves cloud so much, he's going to even embrace the side quest.
Yeah, I literally.
And see, I kept that obscure enough for you, Matt.
Oh yeah. I have a sticky note on my work computer with I drew the Buster Sword. It looks like a 4-year-old drew it, and then it says "Be Cloud" because I love Cloud so much, and he embodies what I want to be, minus the downsides he has in the game, which I will not spoil because we have the Referoth right around the corner. So, yeah.
Yep. Interesting fun fact on the bullshit Ever Crisis gotcha game.
Yeah.
The update tonight is the 3 Don Corneo outfits.
Oh my gosh. Excellent.
For the
if you know,
for the 2 ladies in Cloud. Yeah, I saw the little thumbnail and I was like, "Shut your goddamn mouth!" Like I'm so excited. I don't even know what the weapons are to go along with the costumes. I don't care. Those I'm just gonna say dresses. Those dresses are mine. I will.
Oh
I don't give a shit. That's happening. Sorry, continue.
No, you're good. But yeah, life's been pretty tame, evolving, and I'm honestly just happy to be part of this and happy we made it a fucking year, which is crazy. So happy to be with you all, and that's what we do. We just drink and we talk video games and record it here on Shapes. So yeah, Caleb, you're here.
Yo.
So let's do
I am
the state of the draft. The state of the draft.
State of the draft. Okay. So I'm just gonna go through what happened in April because April is essentially done.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
this is coming out May 1st. This will be releasing Friday, May 1st. So April is behind us, and the games just come along with it. So
it's true.
Yep.
Let's see. Let's go. I'm going to start again. The bottom, not like bottom score, just bottom in what I'm looking at And even though it's technically not out, comes out tomorrow, we're going to start off with Mason, who had the man finally got a game that was scored close to what it deserved, as even though we haven't played it yet. It feels like this is right. Saros is sitting at an 89, and it will be set in stone tomorrow. So he should be getting about 19 points for that, which is like good on you, man.
Incredible.
I mean, we all wanted it. Let's be real, but he got it.
First pick too. It was his first pick.
Yep, it was his very first pick. So he deserves that bad boy. Let's see. And then next up, Bob, who had, he's been having a killer draft so far. Good for him. The big boy, the hitter of this month for him was Pragmata. That was also his first pick. And it is currently sitting at an 87.
Fuck yeah.
It seems like it's settled at about an 87. So he's got 17 points for that. Great job on that one, Bob. And then the other game that he got this month that released April 20th was Saint Slayer, Spear of Sacrilege. And on the last cast that I was a part of, he explained a little bit about this game. My question is, I know, Matt, you're playing it, right?
Yes, I am. I'm going to talk all about
Bob,
it.
Have you played it yet?
It's on my list this weekend.
Ooh.
Okay. So you can talk about it in great detail, but I am going to ask because it is draft relevant. So far, Matt, do you agree or disagree with the score it received? It is currently sitting at a 75.
The first 2 hours, no. Once the learning curve, you get past the learning curve, absolutely. It's great. It's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so you agree with the 75? You don't think it should be higher?
No.
Okay.
No, I think 75 is good. Not good for the draft, but 75 is a good game.
It absolutely is a good game. But we've talked about it earlier that a lot of reviewers are full of shit. And so I am genuinely curious because I have not touched this game. If you agree with it or if it's like, IGN gave it a 3 because it's too much Saint Slayer.
Yeah. I
didn't know if that was it.
Yeah, 7.5 is pretty accurate. There are some interesting design choices and it's hard to a fault. And it's from it was designed from an era that they brought the downsides with it. So, but it is true to form. It really is. So maybe, I don't know, between 75 and 76, maybe, I don't know, 70, 77.
I mean,
maybe just a little higher.
Ballpark.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with the score. Definitely not lower for sure. I got real frustrated with it at the beginning though. Probably.
I'm glad to hear it. Was it like $12 or something?
10,
it wasn't that expensive, right? $10.
$10.
Yeah.
And I don't like to put a review score. I don't like to put the cost of a game in the review unless it's like egregious. If a game's going to cost $180 and it sucks, I am definitely going to rip it apart.
Yes.
But if a game is a normal price game, it seems like they put their work in and it's a fair cost. I don't really think it should affect it. That's just me. So $10, I feel like that's a great value.
I would have paid 20. It's more than fair. Okay. It has it's short. The first playthrough took me about 4 hours, but like the second was like 30 minutes. So
okay,
got it. The replayability is there. It's awesome. Can't wait to talk more about it.
Yeah. No, I'd love to hear more about it. Yeah. Next up, you actually had no games this month. Matt, you had 0 games this month. You've got a few things coming up in the pipe though, so that's cool. For me, I had 2 games that had dropped. I feel like I'm going to have one of my weird coughs, so I apologize if I do.
The
very first one,
just right in the mic.
I will. Oh man, it's not pretty when it happens. I sound like I'm about 90 years old. It's fucking terrible.
Amazing.
Vampire Crawlers, the game that Bob hates me for drafting because he wanted it, and I took it earlier because he took my fucking Trails in the Sky second chapter. But I'm actually very happy with it. It scored an 84. It settled at about an 84. That seems about right. I know you already talked about this on the last episode, Bob, so I don't think it's spoiler territory. You mentioned that the weapons are like the combinations are the same, which isn't an evolution from the first one. And I agree. I agree that it was very exciting when you could figure that out in the first game and just experience this new thing. And for them to not evolve that seems like just a strange choice. It might be one of those, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it also is like, you didn't even try. Like, you didn't even add like a new thing. I don't know. It just, you've played it. So I figure your opinion is obviously more important. But I feel like an 84 is a pretty decent score for it. Wouldn't you agree?
I can tell you this much. So that's the only game I've really had time to play. I've had opportunity to play Saint Slayer, and I disagree with the score. There's a reason I haven't touched anything else. I have some small quirks, but that's coming as a Vampire Survivors veteran.
Sure.
And we'll get into it. But I think it's underscored.
Really? Okay. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I have not played crawlers. I have not. I want to, but when? My life has been nonstop bullshit. So yeah, we could talk about that a little bit more in detail later. But as a draft pick, I did hope it would get at least an 85. I'm close, 84. That's fine. And then the next game that I got, which just officially released yesterday, was the Diablo 4 Lord of Hatred expansion. I will tell you, I obviously have not played through it yet. I did get to play it last night with my buddy, though. We played for a couple hours. We each rolled the new classes. So I rolled a paladin, he rolled a warlock, and we just played together. It was a great time so far. So far, I feel like it's underscored. However, I have not gotten to the end game. I have not gotten to the build crafting yet. I don't know. It is more Diablo. It is more of the, grindy, but the hamster wheel of new shit makes you stronger, so you get new shit, which makes you stronger. Like, I like that, but how much staying power does it have? I don't know yet. We'll see. That also scored an 84. I'm not upset with that, especially for a DLC/expansion. That's fine. I was hoping that would score above an 81, so I feel like I am okay there. We are waiting on Matt to update my Slay the Spire 2 to the 95 that it's listed on OpenCritic right now. And he hasn't done it yet, so that's convenient. Hold on. No,
we should probably talk about this because Bob and I were looking at that. It's like one score. Oh, I mean, at least it needs at least three, right?
No, the funny thing was it had 2 other scores.
Oh, okay.
And for some reason, they're just not on there anymore. So that's why I sent it, because I was like, I think one was between an 84 and an 88. I do not remember. I'm being honest. I do not remember. And then another one was similar. I think it might have been a 9 out of 10 or a 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah.
And then I looked again just to see, and there's a different review that's a 95 out of 100, and the first 2 are gone, but they were from different developers different reviewers, different sites. So I was like, what the fuck? But I had told you before that I was going to seek out the actual reviews from places that had given it a score that didn't post it because they said that they don't necessarily for early access.
Yep.
But when I saw that the one was a 95, I was like, I'll take it. Let's go.
There you go.
And you didn't update it, which is really convenient because that'd be a sweet 30 points for me.
Yeah.
But no, for real, I that's just a 0 right now because of the early access shit, and we'll deal with that later. And then last but not least, no new games for Burrito Supreme, but he did have his mouse PI for hire. We talked about it a little bit on the last cast, but it wasn't out yet. That came out April 16th, and that has settled at an 81. So he's gotten 11 points for that. And I feel like he would say it is underscored.
Yes.
Based on his experience with it, and especially knowing that it's a boomer shooter and the style of game. And again, we've talked about that ad nauseum on other casts, that if you're a reviewer and you are reviewing something that is a specific genre, you can't hold it to a standard that doesn't fall into that fucking genre.
And if you're playing a mouse game, don't complain that it has too many cheese puns.
Yeah, like that's just what the fuck? Like, get out of here. I don't. Was it IGN? Did it give it a 6 out of 10?
Something like that. Yeah, it's like
you want to call them out.
They were like talking about it doesn't have an engrossing story, and it doesn't challenge the narrative. I'm like, it's a fucking mouse boomer shooter, bro.
Honestly, though, who gives a fuck? Is it fun to play? Is it well crafted? Is it a good game?
Exactly.
That's it. You do not need to give your social commentary on how many gay people were represented in this mouse fantasy world or weren't.
Right.
Like, and I'm not saying that as a political statement. I'm saying that I'd say that on the other end of the spectrum. How many straight people are in this game? Not enough. Like, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Right.
Just score the fucking game for what it is, not for what you wish it would be.
Yeah, the fun factor. It doesn't have anything to do with art. It's just a fun factor, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
IGN has been slipping.
They have, and I know that they, at least the last time I checked, just going back to the Slay the Spire, I believe they gave the early access a 9 out of 10. I don't know if it's still that, but I was happy with that review.
Cool.
Not just because I had drafted it, but because it actually read like, oh, you played this early access, and you've touched on things that are great, you've touched on things that are not so great. That's a fair assessment. If they'd have given it a 6 out of 10 and said the same shit, I would say, what are you talking about? That's not what you just wrote.
Right.
And I feel like IGN specifically just is fucking stupid. So anyway, let's go with what was drafted this month. So let's see. Yeah, the pickup, there was only one pickup, it seems, in the month of April, and that was by Burrito Supreme, which was Splatoon Raiders, the new Nintendo Switch 2 game that is a little bit more focused on single player Splatoon for people that are interested. I've never been a fan of Splatoon. It's not bad. It's just multiplayer, and I didn't care. This one actually made me a little bit. I was like, oh, I'd check this out. I do not know the release date, though. I should probably. Has it been announced? Oh, July 20th?
Yeah.
July 23rd. So that's cool. Let's see. What else do we have? We already had Hades 2 come out. We already had Pragmata. We had Diablo. I feel like there's another game that I'm forgetting, but we talked about Saros. So we'll just do the quick score update. And going from last to first, and again, not all games are out, so this doesn't really mean anything. Burrito Supreme with only one release. He is in 5th right now with 11.27 points. Neocharge Matt is in 4th in 4th right now with 2 releases, 21.81 points. Again, only 2 releases, whatever.
Yeah.
Mason is in 3rd right now with 23.08 points, and he has had 5 games released. So again, Saros points have not been added to that, so he'll be getting 19 added to that tomorrow, roughly, which will keep him in 3rd. In 2nd place is me with 70.59 points with 5 games released. And that does not include Slay the Spire 2 or Solasta 2. And then in 1st place, killing it so far this year, Bob with 95.05 points, even though he does have 7 games out, though. So he's about halfway. He's a little under halfway of his full list. Last thing I wanted to touch on here, the very next game to release that actually matters. My mixtape comes out May 7th. But the game that I think actually matters is Bo is going to get another very, very big drop on my wife's birthday, which is Forza Horizon 6. And I think that's going to crush the scores. It's going to be fucking awesome. That's a game right now. I'm going to tell you, if it got a 70, I'm still going to buy it. If it got a 60, I'm still going to buy it. It's Forza. It's in Japan. I don't need to know anything else, but I do think that's going to break 90.
Nice.
I think it's going to be really,
are you getting it on
well,
Xbox?
so.
Well, yeah, you are.
I am. I can't wait. I thought I could wait. I have these other games to play, but I still don't know when PlayStation's getting it.
Right.
And
this fall, probably.
I don't have to wait, so why bother?
Yeah.
Why wait?
Yeah.
Fuck, if they're lucky, I might double dip when it comes out on my 5 Pro. Who knows? Because I love Forza Horizon a lot. I do.
I am excited for this game. I'm going to get it as soon as it comes to PlayStation. So
yeah, it looks great.
Yeah.
Do you want me to touch on the other May releases that are coming?
Yeah, let's talk about the other 3.
Okay. So another one that Matt gets is Yoshi and the Mysterious Book on May 21st, which seems like a cozy enough Nintendo game. You know, whatever. I do have it counterpicked because I didn't have any other choices. I think it's going to score decently, so I'm going to lose some points there. Whatever. I'll be honest with you though. What do you think this is going to score, Matt?
Low 80s.
Yeah, my honest guess is like an 81 to an 83, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, low 80s.
And that's not bad. That's not bad, but that was why I counterpicked it, because I was like, I can do 11 points. All the other games I felt like were going to score so much more. Yeah. So I was like, and who knows?
A counterpick 80 or above stings. It does.
I know, but I also did that last year. And
right.
But this year I don't really care that much.
Yeah.
I already won one. I don't need to win anymore. I'm happy to share the wealth and just try my luck, you know. But I hope it does well for you. I really do.
Yeah, me too. Do you still have the
day after that?
Do you still have the crown and scepter?
I do. It's,
excellent.
It's right over here.
Oh, good. I'll send you my address after this.
You don't want your own? You don't want a new version, a fresh version?
No, he wants it to smell like you.
From one, oh, I mean, who doesn't? Let's be real. The day after that, and this is another potential big one, is Lego Batman: Legacy of the Dark Knight.
I'm excited.
May 22nd. Mason has that one. It was an original draft, I believe. I think he did draft that originally. I mean, Lego games have had a few that have been a little rocky lately, but I think this one's going to be awesome.
I do too.
This one looks awesome, sounds awesome. Again, another one that I think should score pretty well for Mason.
Yep.
And then, last but not least, in the month of May, is May 27th. Matt has this big boy 007 First Light, which I think we're all excited for.
Yeah.
But I am just a quick round the table because I've been talking a lot. Alex, are you excited for 007 First Light, or could you give any fewer fucks?
I'm going to play it when I get to it. My backlog keeps growing and growing the longer I delay DS2.
But are you excited about it, or are you just like, oh, it's a game I should probably play? You know, do you like James Bond games? Do you like those kind of I mean, it's a unique one, but what do you think?
I mean, I'm excited, yeah. It's not going to be like a pick up and get it day one game for me. I have a lot more like going on that I'm already behind on, but I am going to definitely get it. I am going to play it. I feel like it's more of Bob and Matt than me. So they'll probably be able to talk about it a bit more. But yeah, I'll get it. I'll play it eventually.
Cool. Yeah, I'm kind of in that same boat. I'm excited for it, but I'm already like 6 deep in this year's backlog because of real life events, and they're all long ass games. Crimson Desert, we can talk about that much later, but Diablo is obviously going to take up a lot of time. Hades 2, Pragmata, Saros, like I own all of them. I just when. So 007 First Light, I will get it. I am excited, but Bob, I know you're all about it. Is this a day one purchase and play or
Let me put it to you like this. I also have the limited edition special edition PlayStation 5 James Bond controller on pre-order to come with the game.
Yes, you do. Yeah. Now you got to be foaming at the mouth a little bit, right? This is
a drop. This is a drop everything in play game. I mean, there's nothing else on this list.
You're literally the man with a golden gun. So I feel like that says a lot.
Yeah. This is definitely it. I think for this game, the score might end up coming down to a couple of factors. My biggest personal concern for this on where I end up scoring it is just going to be performance. But I don't have any issues. I don't have any qualms. It's IOI. They didn't actually make Mind's Eye. They published it.
No. What about you, Matt? Is this a day one for you or not?
It is a pre-order, day one, put everything down. Super excited for this game. I'm a huge Bond fan. I love all the films. I was a huge fan of GoldenEye on the 64. And I love the story and the concept. I was very excited for, IOI making a Bond game that's like a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
But then when I heard it plays like Uncharted, sign me the fuck up. It's pre-ordered, picking it up day one. Clearing the runway for it. Can't wait.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's actually the big selling point for me because I love the James Bond games. Like I love James Bond as a character.
Yeah,
cinematic and in literature, but cinematic is where I live with the James Bond world. But once I found out and the trailers that it was a little bit of that Uncharted magic, like a little bit of an Indiana Jones and an early Bond, I thought, okay, I am no longer questioning this game. I am absolutely getting it.
Yeah.
If I can have a sweet month of May and just get through, I don't want to get through these games, but you know what I mean. If I can play through them and enjoy them and I have time,
of course,
I can play that with Forza Horizon 6. Those are two very different games. I can jump into Forza when I have a little bit of time. I can jump into Bond when I have a lot of time. That's the dream.
Yeah,
I don't know that that's going to happen. So
I would have got the controller if it was an Edge. I'm edging or nothing, but it's a display piece for you, Bob. So I totally understand.
For sure.
Yeah, that's a display piece. Totally sits in the box next to the golden gun.
Heck yeah.
No, that's super awesome. I'm really glad that you were able to get it and that scalpers didn't buy all of them and screw you because I was worried about that for you. I thought, is this guy going to get screwed like we all did with certain PS5 Anniversary Edition Pros?
Dude, I was so close.
And other things.
I was so close. I was able to add it to my cart, but I couldn't check out. And Bob,
bunch of shit.
I suggest you definitely take it out of the box, unseal it, and I actually have a broken charger, a PS5 charger that I can give you that you can put it on top of the Golden Gun, maybe.
Oh, just display it that way?
Yeah, because it's some of the pins are broken and they can't be bent back unless I open it up, and I just don't want to do that. It's a $30 charger. But you can just have that and you can put it on there and it'll be a display piece.
Ooh, I like that idea. You know what? I'm okay with that because these are the types of things I don't hang on to resell.
Right.
Scalper, you're not a fucking entrepreneur. Shut up. And I think that would be really good as a display piece. I love that. I'd even go as further as we could do that and then go and get a custom case for it.
Yeah.
Because
acrylic case.
Yeah, because if the voice actor who plays Bond ever shows up at a convention nearby, I'll automatically,
that'd be cool.
Oh, I love this.
That would be sick.
We'll be there. Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm glad that you're excited for it. I'm glad everybody's excited enough for it.
I'm very excited for Lego Batman too. I got to say, I'm like super excited because I'm a huge Lego game fan. I've platinumed most of them. Skywalker Saga was awesome when you weren't in the levels and you were just exploring the planets. But this one, huge fan of the Arkham games, played all of them. And they say this isn't a Lego game with Batman qualities. It's an Arkham game that has Lego qualities. I'm like, sign me the fuck up.
Yeah, that just sounds awesome.
Yeah,
it really does. Like I'm there for it.
Yeah,
I am going to get that. It's another one when probably in like November when it's on sale.
Yeah.
And then I'll say, oh yeah, get really excited again. Because to me, I do think Batman games are more of a fall game.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's because of when the Arkham series came out.
Right.
But not all of them came out in the fall. I'm pretty sure the first one came out on like October, November. Might be wrong about that. But the first game, so it's always just felt like a fall game to me.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that is the state of the draft. We can move on unless you had questions about the draft. But I think April has been a crazy ass month. Yeah. I think good scores all around, and also great games all around. I mean, everything that we were excited for this month has so far been great. So that's excellent news for even outside of the scores. Like we've been having a good time with what we've been able to play.
Yeah, exactly. And we love doing this draft. And if you want to follow along, we have a channel dedicated to it on our Discord. It's the Fantasy Draft channel. So you can see it live. You can see like when the bids process and everything like that. You can see the list of all the games and what we're talking about, and pick a team if you want. You could be Team Final Nova or Team your grandpa's favorite Gunnar Gotcha game. Who knows? Team Y, Team YGGGG or whatever. So
YGFGG.
Yeah, YGFGGG. We have fun with it. It's fun. We love having you on the cast to give us an update. And we do that every first of the month. And this episode released today on May 1st. So, hey,
it just happened to coincide. It worked out.
And you're pretty much part of the crew, too. So you're here on the 1-year anniversary of Shapes, and we have the whole crew together. So,
well, I appreciate that. That's very flattering. And I'm upset that I don't have another Cheez-It story. I can't actually wait. I don't have one for me, but I can tell you one that my mom told me this morning when I was talking to her. It's excellent and it's short.
Okay.
So she's been bitching about the price of like milk and gas and stuff. I mean, we all are. It fucking sucks. Mm-hmm. But she told me, she said, do you know how much milk was when I went to our local Kroger? And I was like, why would I know that? I don't live up there anymore. Like a 40-year-old man. What the fuck? Anyway, she gets like this organic milk that normally costs somewhere around $3, $3 or $3.50, $3.75.
It's not bad.
And she showed me I don't have the photo proof, but she showed me, she held up her phone. We were FaceTiming and it was $8, $7.99.
Wow.
And she said she went like to a town nearby she's like, fuck these people. I'm going to go somewhere else and get this milk. I have no idea what she paid for somewhere else. But I said, how much did you spend in gas to save money to go, and she's just like, God damn it, it's on principle. And I don't blame her. But here's the best part of the story. She went back to the Kroger, okay, where it was $8. And she opened the thing to get like to check because you have to put your head in to see the thing. And she saw one of the guys who worked there who was stocking the milk. And I hope I get this right. It was, if you knew my mom, you would laugh even harder because it was awesome. She said, and when I saw him, you know what I did? I got up in his face and I said, it'll be a cold day in hell before I pay $8 for this fucking milk. You could shove it up your ass. And then she like closed the door and she said she took a step away and then went back, opened the door again and said, you know what? It is colder than hell outside and I'm still not going to buy it. And then she shut the door and she said that the guy looked at her like she was just insane. And I said, well, Mom, that is kind of insane.
Yes.
Like, what are you doing? But then I was secretly very proud of her.
Yes.
Because I was like, I probably would have done that if I was in a terrible mood too.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just, I'm just picturing this guy who doesn't work for Kroger, who probably works for the, a truck company that delivers the milk, who's just like, what in the hell is going on? But yeah, that happened yesterday. My mom told me about it this morning.
Wow.
I was so proud of her. So there's your pseudo Caleb Cheez-It story for the day.
Amazing.
For the week.
How old is your mom?
She will be turning 73 on June 13th.
That's amazing. An old lady just
my
comes
dad's
up and is
77
like,
June 6th. So I mean, my mom would have done that 40 years ago. She doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like she's young at heart and she's just as active as she was 30 years ago. It's great.
Very cool.
But boy, when she gets a bug up her ass about stuff like that, it is hilarious to listen
Everyone
to her.
hears about it.
Yeah.
Dang.
This is great. I'm sure she's told all of her sisters and everybody that lives in that hometown.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's probably told it so much that it got back to the driver who heard it. I wouldn't be surprised. We'd be like, oh, that was Barb. Okay.
Small towns, man. Small towns, I tell you.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's awesome. Well, we love your stories. Our listeners love your stories too. And we love having you on the cast.
Thanks, listeners. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, that was the state of the draft. And before we get into the reflection, let's tell everyone where they can listen to us, right? We've had a huge uptick in listeners. We've like tripled our listener count. So if you're new and listening, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We're just a few guys talking about games, having some beers, and honestly, sharing our passion for, in our opinion, the best damn art form in entertainment. So that's why we're doing this, and that's why we started this. So thank you. If you're part of the Discord, you've been part of a 1-year amazing community. We're having a ton of fun on there. We have a bunch of conversations. We put polls up there. We have channels for everything. Alex, you've been doing our social media. You've been tagging a bunch of people. That's probably caused a lot of traction. So gathering listeners. All we want to do is grow this thing so more and more people can keep the conversation going. Because we think when you talk about games in a subjective sense that it's just a celebration of art. And this, unfortunately, the gaming landscape nowadays is a bit negative. And we want to put a positive spin on things. So that's why we started this thing. And yeah, if you're part of the community, thank you so much. If you're new and you want to be part of the Discord and you want to, follow our socials and subscribe to the cast, Bob, where can people find us?
Ah, shit. Pop quiz. You think after a year I'd remember this? No, I'm just messing with y'all. Yeah, just go ahead and get into that browser of your choice. I use Opera GX, but go to shapesofgaming.com. You'll find our landing page. That's where you're going to get all of those good links where you can hear our shenanigans, see the awesome pictures from conventions and other community members who are doing their 3D printing or other types of artwork, where you can learn about the draft. And all of the links on for the Discord that take you to those great channels are there. You can hear our voice through the podcast service that you choose, as well as YouTube if you want to listen to us on YouTube. But I don't know a lot of people that do that. But I'm not going to judge you. But anyways, come check it out. Socials are there. Go to shapesofgaming.com.
Yep. We're on everything, and we just like keeping the conversation going. So we're just a bunch of nerds talking about nerdy shit, and we have a Discord for it that you can talk about all your nerdy shit. And all we ask is just don't be an asshole. And this last year, dude, it's been great. We've kicked a couple spam accounts, and they were clearly spam accounts, but there have been no issues. Knock on wood, right? Everyone's been cool. No one's been mean or an asshole, and everyone's just getting along and just sharing their love of video games. So And that's why we started all this. 1 year ago, it was conceptualized in a brewery that's no longer here, unfortunately. But if all of you didn't know, I used to run a gaming podcast. Caleb, I've known you for fucking decades, and I have wanted you on the cast for a while, but we weren't able to do it. And finally, we have the platform to do it where you're in Ohio, we're in Colorado. We can finally get you on. I've been wanting to get you on the podcast forever, and I'm so glad you're part of this now. So, yeah, Bob and I were basically just talking and meeting up about every Thursday. Alex, you were there some of the time too, and we were just talking games and drinking. And I think, Bob, you were like, why don't we record this? Let's start a podcast, right? And I was like, well, funny enough, I have some ideas and I have a concept for it. And so it just kind of 2 months later, we released our first episode. And I'll never forget, we worked with you, Alex, for the intro. You sent us some samples and I was like, no, that doesn't sound right. But then you sent me the one, and Bob was there. I threw in my AirPods. I'm like, all right, let's take a look. And I was like, hold on. Oh, shit. And Bob saw my eyes light up and I was like, oh, this is the one. And then we set up a Discord call. I didn't really know you at the time. I had hung out with you there, but we're like good friends now. But we were working on the intro and it was just awesome to collaborate. And I've always wanted to be a creator. I like creating, and that's what we're doing here. So yeah, Bob, man.
Can I share a dirty little secret?
Please.
About so Alex, just so you know, when they were in talks about this, and Matt was talking about like, oh, we might have a guy that can do some of our music, and Matt knew that I was at least musically inclined in some way. So he's like, it's too bad that you wouldn't want to do it. And I was like, fuck that. I'm a lazy bitch. I'm not going to be able to do it. Plus, I wouldn't really be able to come up with something cool. But I said I'd be more than happy to listen to something, just give you my opinion. And if you love it and I hate it, it's going to be your thing. I don't care. If you want my opinion. And so Matt didn't send me the first one that he had sent you. And he wasn't mean about it, but he was like, I don't know if I'm feeling it, whatever. And like, I don't know how many days later, when you sent him the one that he loved, I wish I had the text, but it was like all caps, like, hold on. And I was in the middle of something and I was like, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear this. But he was like, you have to listen to this. You have to listen to this right now. And he gave me just a little clip. I don't remember if it was the whole thing, but I do remember it was like between 7 and 15 seconds. And he's like, what do you think? And I was like, oh, damn, that's pretty good. And they hadn't released an episode yet, right? They didn't, They hadn't had anything.
Oh yeah. This was in the conceptualization phase.
Yeah, this would have been like month 1 of the 2 months that they were prepping for this. But he really was legitimately excited. And he's like, I think we got it. I think we got our guy. I think we got the thing. I'm so excited. And I was like, okay, this is taking root. That's cool. So, I mean, he's being sincere when he says his face lit up and he was very excited because I may have seen it in person. I heard it from 7 states away. That's how excited he was. So,
I have passion.
So my memory of how it played out is a little bit different. Because as far as I remember, because it's been so fucking long now, and I've made so much music since then. Yeah, right. That's a lot in my world, I guess, at 29 years old. So I had to drop the age there. But
back in my day, Sonny, you didn't even have your underpants on.
Yeah, but like no, so I had created the first song and I wasn't even happy with it, and like I had gotten in the Discord call with them. We were talking about how to edit it, and I mentioned what would later become New Game Plus, and I had mentioned it, and I sent it to them, and they're like, "Hold up, the fuck is that? You should try doing this. You should try doing this. You should try doing that." We were on a Discord call for what was it, like 3-4 hours?
Yeah.
And I wasn't even a part of it.
This song. Yeah,
I was thinking about 9 hours long.
We would still be working on it, Caleb. Let's be honest.
It's true. The cast would be starting this May.
Yep.
Yeah. No, we were on that call for like 3, 4, maybe 5 hours, just trying to figure this song out, figure it out, and then eventually we nailed it.
Yeah.
And then it was just a matter of me figuring out how to put the fucking PlayStation intro sound into it.
Yeah.
Which took longer than I care to admit. And then Matt just did that himself.
Yeah, through GarageBand. It flows so well.
It's funny. It's funny you mentioned that, man, because that's like we're getting these different perspectives. And from my perspective, from the very beginning, bringing this up to Matt, I don't remember what prompted me to. I wish I could remember what it was, but I was just like, if you ever want to do a cast, let's do this. And then you're wishy-washy at first, from my perspective. Maybe, kind of not. I don't know. And then it was like, well, let's take a look. And then you brought the idea of Shapes, and you're like, okay, what about Shapes of Gaming? And like, fuck yeah, I love that name. And then it continued to drag out. And then all of a sudden, one day out of the middle of nowhere, you're like, hey, let's go ahead and do this. I already bought the domain. I got this set up. I was like, oh, shit, I need to find us a music guy. Alex, hopefully you can get us an intro. And then it was, okay, we've got an intro. I think we have an intro. And as we're continuing to talk about that, we're trying to plan the first day that episode 1, if you will, is going to go live. I don't even have the setup that I have now. I don't have shit. I just need time to be able to get a print. I'm like, Matt, give me a couple of weeks notice so we can get this done. And then the second Matt heard New Game Plus and heard that intro, within a couple of days, he's like, all right, cool, let's go ahead and record. We're going to put out May 1st. And I'm like, whoa, dude, what the fuck here?
Sometimes I'm a bit.
That's pretty much how it felt.
Sometimes I'm a bit ambitious,
pretty much how
for
it felt.
sure. Yeah.
I mean, it's funny because I feel like the tables flipped. And again, I'm saying this from remote and just getting like updates through the grapevine and then being a part of it over the last year. But Bob, we talked about the 4 of us, Gladio, Noctis, Ignis, Prompto. Very Gladio thing to do, to be like, let's just do it. Like, fuck all this talking. Let's just go and do it. Mm-hmm. And Matt, Ignis, will, and I say this in a nice way, overthink it at first. But then when it's time to put things to the, I guess, put them on fire, turn them on fire, whatever you want to call it, he'll just fucking dive in first with his daggers and be like, I'm going to kill all this shit. So it doesn't surprise me that you were like, let's go. And then once he got over his overthinking, preparation, anxiety, or whatever you want to call it, he was like, all right, I got my checklist. I'm going to get this done. Let's fucking go. And then Prompto's taking pictures and writing music, and it was great. Mm-hmm. and me, the whole time, I'm fucking asleep in the car. And then Matt calls me and he's like, hey, the work's been done. Do you want to be on it? And I'm like, I guess. That's very perfect for all of us. So it does not surprise me that he wanted to just dive head first after he got over that initial hiccup.
Yeah, it was the logo and the branding, the equipment, for sure. This is my 3rd podcast I've been part of. The last one, and there was no fault to the crew, but there were external factors that made it, let's just say, fall through, right? And I just had some concerns with that. And ever since I stopped that last podcast, I had wanted to start a new one. So I started conceptualizing and started like creating shapes, and I have all kinds of other concepts. And like, I just had to find the right person, and it just had to come naturally. And I was thinking, like, I was in your mind when you were like, we should like start recording this. Have you ever like thought about doing a podcast? And I'm like, actually. So, but then I was like, okay, is this the right time? Or am I ready to get back into it? And so I was a little wishy-washy, but then when things started falling into place, you're in the right place. And I was like, full speed ahead. Let's fucking go. Let's do this. So, dude, starting a podcast, it's easy when you have everything set up and you're just, talking on the mic and drinking a beer, but there's so much technology, like technological back-end stuff you have to figure out.
Sure.
You have to create the logo. You have to create the name. You have to make sure the name's not taken. You probably want to buy that domain, all kinds of stuff. You have to establish the RSS feed. Every time you hear us and every time you get the podcast, it's from the RSS. And I don't even know what that stands for, like relay system something.
It's Referoth.
Yes.
Super Smash.
Oh, really simple syndication.
Really,
is that really what it means?
Yes.
Really simple syndication. Yeah, it's basically a feed that has metadata that automatically updates on all devices once they subscribe, and that's how you do podcasts. So, and they used to do email this way and everything. So the back end thing is pretty, and then Zencaster, we use Zencaster to do this. And I had to learn that. Like, I had always wanted to learn Zencaster. And I was like, oh, actually we can use Zencaster. And you were like, what's that? And I was like, I don't know. I'm going to find out though. So I know like a lot of the prominent podcasts, the gaming podcasts we listen to use it because they mentioned it one time. And I was like, oh, I think that's it. Because the last podcast I did was local. And I pretty much built a studio in my 3-bedroom house and like put foam everywhere, had a table, and the crew just came over. We recorded. And we were trying so hard to get remote guests, but we just couldn't figure it out. So I had always been, I mean, that was like fucking 9 years ago, I think. I had always been looking
the
into
tech
it.
wasn't there, right?
It wasn't.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
And now we're on video. And I knew we had to be on video. We can't just do an audio. We can do an audio podcast for the listeners, right? But you need tells. You need visual tells. Like, oh, I want to say something, you know? So, man, what a wild ride. Yeah, when you sent that intro concept, my eyes lit up and I was like, let's go listen to it in the car. And Bob's like, all right. So, Bob, you've been an amazing co-host, dude. I'm just grateful every day for you, and I'm grateful for the crew, and we just work. And sometimes like there's personality conflicts, and we just like flow, man. And we have different tastes in video games, and that's crucial when you're doing a podcast. You don't want like to keep agreeing with each other. Like, oh yeah, I agree. What do we want to talk about next? No, we like bounce ideas off each other. We're like fucking good friends in life, in real life, I should say. And yeah,
it's interesting because sometimes when we do the spoiler casts, most of the time we're doing it because we all loved the game, or at least aspects of the game. And some of the hardest parts, some of the least interesting, at least when I listen to them back, I'm like, we all agreed on that because it was awesome. But that wasn't a very exciting thing to talk about because we're all like, wasn't that great? Yes, it was great. I want to blow that thing too. Yay. And then you just move on to the next part where we might disagree and it's way more exciting to listen to.
Right.
It doesn't mean it's bad. It's just like, I feel like we should do a spoiler cast for a game that 2 of us hate and 2 of us love.
Love it.
Just like, just fucking rip it apart. I don't know if that's going to happen because why would we all play it? Like we probably wouldn't all play it, but especially not to completion. But I do have a couple friends that have listened to select episodes because they are very busy and because they talk to me in real life all the time. So they're like, I already know what you're going to say for 3 hours. We just have dinner instead of the cast. So, but they do. I will say I don't have like a specific clip or anything to say, but a fair amount of them have said like you guys have gotten like better as it goes on. Like the first couple episodes they might have thought were a little rough for whatever reason because growing pains, whatever. I joke it's because I wasn't involved in the beginning, and they're just like, whatever, and I'm like, yeah, I know. But no, they do have very positive things to say. The more episodes they listen to in recent history, which is cool. It's nice to hear that, even tangentially. It might not be an episode that I'm a part of, and that's not what it's about. I'm just like, have you listened to this? They talked about X on episode Y, and they're, maybe I'll listen to it. And most people say that to just get you to shut up.
Sure.
And then it's really cool when, a week later they're like, oh, hey, by the way, I listened to that thing and it was actually pretty good. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, you did it.
That's awesome.
So that's cool. And I wish I had a better clip of actual quotes from my friends, but they're not as eloquent as I am. So I don't have any yet. Plus when we're talking about it, we're usually having wings or we're drinking and just talking about other stuff, so it's very quick. But no, the best part actually about being a part of this is how easy it is for me being all these states away. The worst part is how guilty I feel with the slight lag when we talk over each other, and it's not intentional. It just happens because of the delay, and I feel really bad when that happens. I do not feel bad about extending your casts 5 extra hours, because I'm probably the one that suffers the most being on Eastern time.
It's true.
I'm up the latest and I'm always tired. Yeah. And I'm just like, well, it's my own goddamn fault. Oops.
It's content.
You did it to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's really great. I'm glad to hear that. And thank you for the kind words, Matt, because this has been an amazing ride so far. You've been an amazing host and an amazing friend. I think about when we first started really talking, just like right before we were about to hit the podcast portion of it. I was talking to my wife one evening and I explained, I love talking about games. They're my nerdy thing. I've been doing this for 37 years, give or take.
Yep.
And I have friends, but they play games, but they don't really discuss and dissect games at a very deep level. And if you do that, when you find that individual, you need to hang on to them with that common interest. And I told her one evening, and I said, I've got a lot of friends who play games, but Matt is the one friend I've had in 20 years that like really talks about games in depth, everything, the music, the story, the themes, the gameplay, most importantly, all of that. And you know your shit. More importantly, you're not a person who grifts in and says, yeah, I played GoldenEye, and then I bounced in and came back on Smash Brothers Melee, and then I played Uncharted. And I'm like, dude, my brother in Christ, you've got so much more you're missing. Yep, that's what makes it really good, and that's what really makes this process, quite frankly, easy when we're actually here behind the microphone. It's like you said, all the other bullshit, the technology, the scheduling issues, all of that's really the hardest part of this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I want to say, as like the only other person who was here, at least cast wise, before you guys even started this, Shapes really isn't that different than the conversations we're at Metric.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not. Of it. Like we still have a beer in our hand. We still bullshit. We still talk about video games. That's the main point of it. But we still bullshit through it all. We discussed video games news, all of that back then, and we still do it now.
Exactly.
And it's great.
Yeah.
It's like nothing changed, because like I do miss Metric. I do. I think we all do. And like that was the only social interaction I had back then. And then Shapes has gotten me out of my shell. I'm talking on the mic now. I'm not as uncomfortable as I used to be. Shit, you guys fucking started a goddamn music career.
I'm so happy to hear that, man.
A stupid fucking passion project, and it's insane.
It's amazing.
Like I picked up a PS5, which I wouldn't have done. Like
we're slowly converting you.
I got my first, second, and third plat trophies because I'm part of Shapes now, and you guys are peer pressuring assholes.
And you like it. That's the other thing. You didn't just pick it up and say, I made a mistake. You actually like it. So it's not like, I mean, yeah, there's a joke about peer pressure, but if you didn't like it, you would not just be like, yeah, I love this. I'm going to keep doing this thing that I fucking hate because I'm embarrassed. No, you actually like it. And that's cool. Yeah. That it's a new thing for you. So
my only regret with getting a PS5 is I didn't get two. Like Aurora and I have to share it. Like,
yeah.
But you know, I've grown a lot as a person. I've grown a lot as a musician now due to Shapes. Like I'm not even shitting you. Like I'll even put it out there in the universe and put it in the Shapes Discord, the original song that I put together for the intro for this. You guys can, all the listeners can hear how fucking awful it was.
I like it.
It was
I don't know that I ever heard the very original. Actually, I'd be interested to hear the first.
It was the second piece of electronic music I ever made, and I did not know what the fuck I was doing.
But you know what? You still did it, and that's like that's half the battle. Is that you tried it, even if you fail. I mean, everybody's their own worst critic. There's plenty of shit that I've done, things that I've made in the past that I'm just old and jaded and bitter because I hate everything. But I did like it more when I tried before. And even if I was really mad, like, oh man, that performance sucked, or oh, this writing is terrible that we came up with, we at least did it. And most people don't even get that far. So the fact that you did it, and then you've also grown after that, you kind of, for lack of a better term, got over yourself, like got out of your own way. A lot of people get in their own way, especially creatives. You got out of your own way and dropped a fucking banger X30 and then some that I am very excited to hear. So, I mean, I've only known you, tangentially. The very first time I heard you talk was on the Oblivion remakester, whatever, spoiler remaster one you and Bob did. And I mean, I didn't know you at all. And even though in person, we only really hung out for MagFest and a little bit on these casts, but I, in this small amount of time, have watched you grow quite a bit. It's weird. It's almost like a proud parent, and I'm not even, that's like, I didn't have that much to do with it, but I've seen it. And so I'm trying to tell you, that's really cool. And I am very glad that you met these guys. Like, I really am. That's
awesome.
Like, I don't mean to keep blowing smoke up y'all's asses, but like, it is thanks to you and Bob, Matt. It really is.
That means a lot.
I've known Bob for years now. I've known you sort of. Like, you were just the weird guy at Metric that just so happened to be friends with Nara and Bob. I was like, okay, who's this guy? Like, he's keeps popping up randomly and talking about, work. I'm like, fucking weirdo. I don't want to talk to
Right?
him. And now here we are. Like,
It's
a
awesome.
year later of shapes, and then what, like 3-4 years now of like knowing each other.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much things have changed.
Yeah. And we've built a huge community and a small community too. Friendships have blossomed, and that's what it's all about, man. That's kind of why we created this, is to create a community. And like, you can play video games. They're fun. They're fun as hell. But usually, and our preference is a solo game, and you're just playing it. And then after, like, you want to talk to someone about it. You want to talk to someone about the experience, and you want to get their perspective, and you want to get their take on what they played and what they liked about it. And that's why we started this. Honestly, it's not just a tagline. We legitimately want to keep the conversation going. And I don't know if you all knew this, listeners. I know you guys know, but our logo, it's also a double helix, because gaming is in our DNA, and it's what we're passionate about. And it's the spiral. No, I'm kidding.
I do want to piggyback a little bit on what Bob was saying about when he was describing Matt, and like, this guy gets games. He talks about him more, and he can not tear them apart. I don't mean that in a bad way, but like, you can dissect, you can look at stuff. One of the things that I used to say that was really important to me in college, nobody else really had this as much as I did in my inner circle with video games, but it was closer with movies and television, where there's a very different thing than watching a movie, watching a TV show, playing a game, versus understanding it.
Yes.
When you play a game, everybody can play a game, whether they're good, they're bad, otherwise they enjoy it, whatever. But understanding a game, I do think, takes a special something. I don't know what it is. I've always felt a little bit more like the odd man out back when I was a kid, and it was just Super Nintendo. Like, yeah, a lot of my friends played, but they didn't understand. Like, what it means to me is very different than what it means to somebody else. But when you can have that conversation with somebody else, that's what makes it special. And
Yeah.
I do think that's rare. I do. Game developers have it when they praise their competitors. It's the same thing at any award show, Academy Awards, Emmys. When you have a director or best actor, best supporting actor, they go up and they accept their award. And it does seem a little hollow sometimes when they say, "Oh, I'm in such a great field with all these other wonderful people." I've been in the industry, and I know that most of the time they actually mean it. When they say things like, "I don't deserve this because I'm up against Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep is the queen. Like, why in the hell? How did I win this award?" But it's not about being better. It's just about understanding. You understand the craft. You understand why it's important and how it can touch people. And video games do that. And I still to this day think our Claire Obscure spoiler cast is probably the best one. I mean, it's 5 hours long, so that doesn't help. But I think that game was one that just deserved to be dissected in such a level
Absolutely.
that we did.
It's one of the most listened to. It's one of the most listened to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, the game was obviously incredible. We already glazed it until the cows came home. But I think that it was more justified. And I think all of us, while we might have disagreed with certain things, we talked about various choices that are made or whatever, but the game itself, I feel like we all understood it, which is really hard to do.
Right.
And you can't do that with everything, but I do think that you guys do a pretty good job overall. I mean, as an outsider, as a listener, I think that happens, and you really can't get that everywhere. I not just in games, just movies, television, books. I mean, look at life. People don't understand life that they're living half the time. So, I mean, that's a different beast altogether. But I do think that you guys bring that thing to the listeners and the followers that you have, whether they agree or not. I think that they just say, "Oh, these guys really get it," and that's cool. That's a thing that's earned, not given.
I appreciate that. Yeah, you're right. Could we, and theoretically, Matt and I, sell out this entire podcast with, like one of the things we're going to talk about later? We could have sensationalized it just as everybody else did, and just plaster to get people's emotions charged up, not in a good way, not for a good use, but just for the hell of it. And then, build a platform that way. But that's dishonest. We want to talk about games honestly, what we truly loved or did not like about them and why, and all of that good stuff that's in there. So, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Constructive feedback, right? If you have a problem with something, give them constructive feedback. Because I mean, in playing these games, knowing what goes into it, knowing kind of how the sausage is made, right? And knowing how many people were involved and like lives that were involved in this art form. And a lot of people see games today not as an art form. They see it as maybe just a passive hobby or a time waster even, or something just to blow off steam. But we really see it as an art form, a true to art, ultimate form, in my opinion. Because I mean, books you can get really creative with, but I just like video games because they invoke more senses, and you have your audio, video, and even like touch now, right? And it's just, and you're interacting. You control the medium. You don't control any other medium, right? It's usually you either read it or you watch it, and it's delivered to you. But you have control over this medium and the outcome, and you have challenges you overcome to get to the next plot of the story, right? And I've just loved video games since I was fucking 6 years old. I've been playing since I was 6 years old. I have a tight circle of friends, but the ones that I resonate with the most are gamers, and even more so, gamers that understand the narrative-driven concepts in this medium, like you guys. And we talk about it, and I think it should be talked about more. And as much as I like the Game Awards, I kind of don't, because you can't say something is the best because it's so subjective, right? And that's why we kind of veered away from our top 10 lists, because every game delivers something unique, right? And everything is subjective. And I hate when people are like, "Oh, that game sucked. You're wrong for liking it." And it's like, well, that's how you feel, and that's a subjective perspective. And just sharing that, like just driving that home. This is art. This is subjective. You can like it or hate it, but you are neither right or wrong.
Yeah. And like even in our circle here, there's games that certain people will love that other people don't.
Yeah.
And like it's clear as day. It's not even just from our top 10 list. Like, how many times do I give you shit about Final Fantasy VII?
Right.
How many times does Caleb give you shit about Final Fantasy VI? How many times do I shit on Bob for his game taste?
Brooke.
Like,
Brooke.
at the end of the day, it's picking fun at each other.
Exactly.
Because it's not meant to be taken seriously. No. Like, that's the lovely thing about art. Art in general, not just video games. Art, music, video games, poetry, books, it's all subjective. And we've approached, I mean, you had to teach me how to be, or what a subjective opinion was at the start, because I was really confrontational.
Dude, you came over, I side-eyed Bob, and I'm like, you better stop fucking talking bad about Final Fantasy VII, man.
Oh yeah.
Now, look, okay. So I have to tell you guys, a friend of mine, I mean, he's a good guy. He hates Final Fantasy VII. Okay. He's like, he actively thinks it's like one of the worst things that's ever existed. And I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. I respect that. But at a certain point, it's like, we're about to throw down. There's about to be some fisticuffs because you're just not getting it. You're allowed to disagree with my opinion about it. But to say that it's literally the worst thing that's ever been created, you're just a fucking
probably don't understand it.
So and that's the thing. It's like, when you disagree with somebody, there's a way to disagree with somebody, right?
Exactly.
That's very important. And I think that overall, we towed that line pretty well. I mean, a lot of our top 10 lists or top 5, we would say things like, my personal top 1, 2, and 3 is this. Not, these are the best 3 games here, and you all need to suck it. I mean, we might say that, but we don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean it. You guys can't mean it because you're all wrong if you disagree.
Right.
So,
and I'm happy I could help you with that, Alex. Because I mean, instead of like getting mad about it, I'm like, well, do you understand like subjective? And you're an artist because you like make music, and I explained it to you as best I could, and I'm glad it stuck, and I'm glad I could help.
Yeah. Well, now when I give you shit about Final Fantasy, you know I'm halfway joking.
Yes.
Like I can give anybody shit about their favorite game. I don't care. You can diss mine. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. It's everything's subjective,
Right.
And I say we. I guess it is we.
Mhm.
Honestly, we've built the platform. You guys started it out. Built this whole platform off of the subjectivity of art.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean,
yes, we're gonna have news, which is objective,
Right.
but
yeah, and
everything's subjective, and we're all unfortunately critics. If we really want to be
that's true.
negative about it, we are critics, and it shows.
Yeah.
Like the people wouldn't be tuning in if they hated what we had to say. They wouldn't be tuning in if we said nothing but negative things about a game,
Right?
Unless it's High Guard. People want to hear shit on High Guard.
People want to hear hate on High Guard.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So does that mean if we're critics, can I go write a review and up the score of all my games because they're released this year? Sandbag all of Matt's
shit.
That's not how it works, Bob.
1 out of 10. That game's dumb because Matt drafted it. Yeah.
Going to Mouse PI. 1 out of 10. Too much cheese.
Too much Mouse PI and Mouse PI.
Yeah.
Yeah. No shit.
Yeah.
I've considered trying to to make a review site because I do think maybe I'm speaking out of turn, but I do think that I try to be as objective as possible when scoring a game, even if it's not my jam, it's not my cup of tea. I don't particularly like sports games that much, but if they're done well, I wouldn't review bomb them.
Sure.
I would say I don't care about NBA 2K30. It's probably an 85 though, because look at all the work that went into it and look at how it plays. I feel like I would do that, but I've thought about doing that to write reviews on things, and I just don't even know how somebody goes about getting that to make it so that, oh, he's an authority. Do you guys have any idea how you would even go about doing that?
I don't know, but I'd be happy to look into it.
Too.
But I gotta say, Caleb, sorry, my brain.
You're good.
You're Slay the Spire too. Did you see what's recently happening on Steam?
No, I have
it's
no
getting
idea what's going on.
It's getting review bombed by the Chinese players.
No.
Why?
Because I think they nerfed the Infinite Dex or something like that recently, and because of that, they're pissed off and they were review bombing it.
Cool.
Yeah, there's so much.
Take a second.
Hey, it worked for Helldivers, didn't it?
It's true. Do you guys like or hate review bombs?
No,
personally,
I don't like them at all. Why would I? No,
I personally hate them.
I was
them. Curious about it.
Yeah.
Now, if the way I look at it, if it's done for a positive reason, I don't.
It wouldn't be a review bomb then. It'd be a legitimate negative review. Review bomb. I think the term means that they just want to lower the score for personal reasons rather than how good the game is. Like The Last of Us Part 2 got review bombed, and it's a phenomenal game.
It's interesting you're saying that, but my only, because I think I know where Alex is coming from, because I'm genuinely, I do agree that if it's the only way to get something done and get noticed to fix this problem, whatever that might be, and the only one that comes to mind right now is Monster Hunter Wilds on the PC release, because it was just busted as shit. And
that's legitimate.
Capcom, I love Capcom. I think Capcom is awesome. Like you said on an earlier cast, they're on a generational run. It's crazy how good they're doing right now. But they weren't fixing a fucking thing when it came to the PC version of Wilds. They were just making it worse and worse and worse. Now, that did not affect me, but I thought, what else would work? They're not going to just write a letter to Capcom and say, hey, could you guys please fix this thing? Like, it didn't work. It was not working. So that was the only other option that players had. However, I also hated it because it's like, the game deserves better. The people that aren't fixing it deserve this bomb. And I don't know what the recourse is, though. I don't know what the alternative
that was affecting
is.
the PS5 version, too, which was wrong.
It was.
So the PS5 version had some downfalls, but they fixed them pretty quickly, and the game we played was pretty well put together. But yeah, there's so much discourse and negativity online in general, and in the gaming space, it's unfortunately pretty prominent, and people are always arguing like, "Oh, this is the best game. This is the definitive top 5," and I'm like, "It's subjective. It's
exactly
opinion, and we just want to spread that concept. Like, it's art, it's subjective. You can like it or dislike it. Just talk about it. Keep talking about it. Tell us why you don't like it. Be open to other perspectives of why people might have liked it. or vice versa. If you really liked it, be open to someone else's perspective of, oh, why didn't you like it? Ask questions. Don't say, you're wrong. I hate you for not liking Final Fantasy VII. If someone was like, oh, I didn't like Final Fantasy VII, I think I encountered this. I was like, oh, why not? Like, what? May I ask why? And then if they give me a legitimate reason or like a constructive criticism, if it's like, oh, Cloud was gay looking, and I'm like, yeah, no, shut up. You know,
Cloud's a little bit gay sometimes, so it's okay.
Yeah.
I think that was actually a turning point in you and I's friendship, because I can actually pinpoint that exact moment where you and I had that conversation.
Yeah.
And that's when you taught me about, subjectivity and all of that, and I kind of explained my outlook on the game, where I was like, oh, I don't like Final Fantasy VII because this, and this.
Yeah.
But I can still recognize real. Okay, the game's still a great game. It's just not great for me.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Like, and that's the difference. That's the difference.
Yes.
And that's how we all are. Like, I don't think there's actually anything I've been part of spoiler cast wise where I wasn't like, oh, this is like one of the greatest games ever made. But like, there were people, I guarantee you, that listened to our Claire podcast or our whole spoiler cast and were like, oh, well, these guys are wrong. This game was ass.
Tell us why. We have a Discord for it.
Exactly.
Tell us why you didn't like it, or why you didn't like something we said, or even on the cast. Be like, I don't agree with that. Cool. Let's have a conversation about it. Keep the conversation going. Talk about the things. That's
have a conversation about it so I can put you in your place.
Like, Matt, how many times did you get a hold of people when they were playing Claire and you were stalking their trophies? Yep. And I know you did it.
Fuck yeah, I did.
And Bob did it to me too.
We're stalking your Death Stranding 2 trophies. You better believe it.
Do you want to know the real reason I haven't started Pragmata?
Why?
Because every time Matt asked me when I was starting Claire Obscure, and I was in France, not near, I was 4,000 miles away from my fucking PS5. But I told him then, and he's forgotten, which is fine. I told him then, I was like, if you keep asking me whatever next big game that you want me to play, it's just going to get kicked back week every time you ask me when I'm starting. So apparently I'm not starting Pragmata till June 21st. Sorry, guys.
Wow, he's got a date nailed down. I'm just excited.
You want to make it June 28th?
I'm kidding. No, I am excited to start it for what it's worth. But
just the amount of times like anybody got a hold of anybody and was like, you want to talk about it?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, did you like this thing in this game? Or, hey, what did you think of this? Like, it happens like not just with us four. It happens in our Discord. It happens in our League of Greatness chat with all of our buddies. Like, I've had, like, even you or Bob has hit me up just privately and been like, hey, man, you've played this. What did you think?
Yeah.
Like,
that's what it's all about.
That's the beauty of it. Like, we're keeping a conversation going amongst ourselves. And then eventually, like, if we have a crazy topic we want to talk about, like, I'll go on a rant on fucking Facebook Messenger or something over something random I saw. Be like, oh, let's put it on the cast. And that's just how it works. We're it's not just a saying that we say.
It's not.
We are actually talking about the things that we're passionate about.
It's a belief.
You guys will love this one. Dinner tonight, the guys I see on a regular basis to have chicken and stuff. I have one of them.
You got chicken, guys?
One of them was never got into Resident Evil. Never, it was just not his thing. I do think he's the oldest of us in that group, so mid to later 40s, mid 40s. Good guy, loves his JRPGs. That's his favorite thing. But he just it wasn't really my thing. And I said, dude, because I was raving about Requiem, obviously, and talk about how excited I was for Code Veronica. And the other two guys who were at this particular meal over the last couple of weeks, one of them has played almost all the Resident Evils. One of them has played a few, likes them, but this guy played none. And so I said, look, you have to at least try Resident Evil 2 remake. That's my favorite is the Resident Evil 2. We've talked about that before, but I said the remake, like, I'm not going to make start at the OG, but I just want, he's a writer. He writes novellas and stuff. So I thought the writing alone and the world building, you might not like zombies. You might not like certain elements, but you should at least give it a chance. The game's not that long either. It's not a 90-hour JRPG that you have to sink your teeth into. So, but my one request was you do probably have to start with Resident Evil 1 remake from back in the day. You got to start there and then go to 2. And if you do not like it after that, then you can just go away.
Yeah.
He played 1. He did. He played 1 and he said, it's fine. And I said, please just give me a chance and play Resident Evil 2 remake. It is my favorite. So this was the reporting back tonight, and he sat down, and I just was staring at him, waiting for him to see it, like if he was playing it or whatever. And I said, "How are you liking it? Are you far? Did you get far?" I have not stalked his trophies. I haven't done any of that shit because I've been busy. And he just looks at me and he said, "I'm in my second playthrough."
Yeah.
So does that mean you liked it? And he just said, "I'm on my second playthrough." And for him, that's a big deal. So he said, "I can see why you loved it so much.
Beautiful.
It's very good." And I had recommended other games to him that he tells me that I'm on a pretty good track record with a lot of my recommendations. And Resident Evil was the one that I didn't think was going to take because it's just not his cup of tea.
Mhm.
But the fact that he very much likes 3, he's promised to go and play 3 and 4 remake. Not sure what he's going to do about 5 right now. I don't know if I should say wait and see what they do,
Right.
or if I should say fuck that, just play 7 and 8 and Requiem. Like, I can tell you what happens in 5. We can move on. But like Alex is saying, we do this anyway.
Mhm.
We do this outside of this cast. This is just kind of who
Yep.
we are. And sometimes it's probably a little off-putting when, hey guys, order your chicken. What games are you playing? That's just something that I gravitate towards. We do talk about books and movies and shows too, but games are the thing that we all kind of share and have in common. And it is nice to have that level of understanding that I was talking about earlier. It's very cool.
Yeah.
My favorite things are when we recommend things to each other and we're right.
Or when we're wrong and we're like, okay, I understand why I'm wrong.
Right.
I get why you don't like it. Cool.
I think there was like 3 or 4 separate times I was over at Matt's place and Bob was like, "Dude, you need to play Ni no Kuni." And now look at us now, Matt. How many hours are you into that?
Platinum.
Good job, Bob.
Yes.
We did it,
I
fam.
win.
We got him to fucking play it.
I mean, he kind of did have to twist my arm, and I got something out of it too. He played Tales of Berseria, so it took a bit. It took a while. So, Caleb, don't feel bad. I know you recommended it like 10 years ago. I was dumb. That's all I can
13,
say.
but who's counting?
13.
Who's counting? You fucking asshole.
Right. But yeah, man,
And like Bob had pestered me about fucking playing Claire, and it took me forever to get to it. And
Aren't you
then
glad?
I started my playthrough, and he was like, "We're gonna do a spoiler cast. You got to finish the game if you want to be on it." I was like, "Fuck, I got to finish this game." And now I'm 7 playthroughs. So
Pretty decent
how'd that work out in the long
recommendation,
run?
wouldn't you say?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
It's truly a passion, honestly, for all of us, and that's why we started this, and why we keep attracting similar-minded people, and why we created this community. So, thank you all. You are shapes. You made us who we are, and you're growing us, and we're just doing what we always have, recording it and sharing it with you all. So, happy 1-year anniversary to Shapes of Gaming. And what does Shapes mean to you? Tell us on the Discord. What have you met friends because of it? Let us know. It's amazing to hear these stories, because that's truly the reason why we started this, to create communities and bring people together to talk about an art form. And we'd love to hear stories, positive, constructive even, of what Shapes of Gaming means to you. Let us know. That's why we have the Discord. And this has been amazing. It's been a dream of mine, honestly. I love every minute of it. And here's to the next year, man. And hopefully more years after that. There's still games coming. We still like talking about them and drinking some beer. And it's I hate to be cliche, but this has been fun, but it has been about the friendships made along the way.
You mean like me and Alex? Yeah. Because we never would have met if it weren't for Shapes.
Bob and
which
Bo.
Is really cool.
Bob and Bo.
Yeah.
Right?
Never heard of them. Never.
I would have never met Caleb, Bo, Solo. Shit, I would have probably never talked to you again.
Right? Weird guy at Metric. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't have met Bob if it weren't for Shapes.
Yeah.
And it's been great to get to know Bob and Alex more over the last year and change. It really has. It's cool. There are things that like Bob and I just sort of for lack of a better description, assimilated. Where he's like, "Oh, this guy likes games that are good too," and I thought the same thing. And we're just immediately. It was like we've known each other for 20 years.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to believe that I've only really known you for about a little under a year, because I didn't know you at the beginning of Shapes.
You're right. That I heard about you before through Matt, but that never actually met you. And after MagFest, I even came home, and after you showed me all of the amazing things that you have in your basement there with that collection and the special editions, and get to talk about games that like Matt's just eyes glazed over. Like I don't care. I told Crystal, I was like, if I grew up in and around Ohio, 5 years old, Caleb and I would have been best friends.
Like, lifelong best friends, for real. It's not even a joke. That's 100% true.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
So that's cool. That really is cool. But on that note, because we're here to talk about games.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to talk about some games?
I was getting there.
All right. Well, now you can go. Now you can do it.
Yes. What are we playing? That's the meat and potatoes of why we're here, right? We play games and then we talk about them. Let's see. Caleb.
Yo.
You go first. What are you playing nowadays?
John Desert. When I've had the time to play over the last couple of weeks, it has been very Crimson Desert-y. And I've got to say, it's interesting if you've been listening to my updates on these casts, because it's March 19th was when it came out, I believe. And even though I did have a lot of real life stuff that took me away from playing it nonstop, I've still been able to put in a fair amount of time into it. You're gonna laugh. This now is Game of the Year contention.
Dang.
For how good it has gotten for game reasons, not necessarily narrative. I'm not commenting on the narrative because I am not finished with the narrative. I'm not going to say stuck on chapter 5 like it's difficult. I have been stuck there because I just will not move on. I have been exploring every stupid nook and cranny of this game and finding better things and breaking the build and just having a blast with it. I stand by my decision earlier that there is too long to get to the good stuff. I do feel like, unless that's been fixed in a patch, and I don't know because I haven't started the game over, but I don't think so. They have added so many quality of life things. They have updated so many things that have just made the game a little smoother, sanded off some of the edges a little bit. And this is a single player game. Have not had to pay a single cent for it. The last patch that I can remember was, I think, 31 gigabytes. 31 gigs. And it was like, hey, we fixed this, we fixed that, we added this, there's all this extra shit. Also, there's 14 new quest lines. Just go deal with it. Damn. Have a great time. That is awesome. So when I say Game of the Year contention, it should be in the conversation. It's more for the developer and what they have done to make this just a really fun experience all around. It is the Skyrim, the present day Skyrim, and it has shown what is possible in an open world exploratory sandbox. Again,
Pearl Abyss made it, right?
Can't comment on that. But yeah, Pearl Abyss.
Yeah.
And these guys have pumped out these patches faster than anybody else. I mean, yes, they have a lot of experience with Black Desert Online and having the quick turnaround, but they are showing other developers just how lazy they are when it's like, we'll fix that in 3 months. And they're like, fuck it, we'll be done in 5 days. And when they fix it, they don't break other things. Nice. It's not like, I loaded up my save and it crashed and everything's ruined. It's just been, I'm actually excited when the game gets patched. I'm like, ooh, are there new mounts? Like, I don't know. But so I've been playing the shit out of that, and I really think it is worth playing at some point in your lives. Yes, it's a time sink. Yes, it's a lot. Yes, it's a huge ask. Now is the absolute worst fucking time to do it. Really? So that's the truth. But I am really happy with the evolution of this game over the last month and change that I've gotten to play. I do think, I don't know the exact number. There's these things that you collect that are basically challenges that you can do to unlock skill points and other currencies and stuff. I think there's somewhere, I might be overestimating because I have not counted. It might be around 200 or whatever, but they have little question marks in your menu if you haven't unlocked them yet. And I looked the other day when I was playing, when I had a few hours, and I think I only have 8 left to find. which is nuts.
Holy
I
shit.
have not looked up shit except for like, oh, how does this mechanic work? It's not. I don't think I'm doing it right. Turns out that I was not doing it right because they never fucking told you how to do it. So whatever. But that is how much I've explored this game. It is silly, and I'm actually excited. I'm going to look for these last 8 or 9, and then I'm going to continue the story, which means I'm going to log in, and I'm not going to continue the story. I'm going to have ADHD and run across the fucking planet and find a cave, and then 6 hours will have passed, and I'll go, okay. So that's Crimson Desert. I actually went from not being able to recommend it to being able to recommend it for people that have the time to commit. If you do not have the time to commit, just don't do it. But if you have the time and you're interested in an open world sandbox, this game is actually really, really solid once you learn all the bells and whistles of it. So that's the one.
I've heard so many good things about it. How many hours in are you?
I think I'm actually at 100. I think I hit 100 hours, which is nuts because I didn't.
Getting started. You're just getting started.
I know. I mean, I really am. I'm sure there's going to be more shit that I unlock in the coming chapters, and I'm going to go, what? Like, I just don't. I don't know. I came across a set piece the other day that I just stared at the vista for a minute. I said, nice. What the fuck? What? And I can go there? I can get on all these? What? Like, it was just a really cool feeling that hasn't been there in an open world game. That's the thing. It's not. I can't judge it on its story because it's not good, bad, or otherwise yet. It's just kind of there. But that's not what this game is all about. This game is all about being a game first and foremost. And that to me is so important because we don't get many of those anymore.
If I may, what you're describing, I love, and you may be right because I remember you saying this is a game you're going to love, Bob.
Yeah, I think it would.
You should check this out. I think this is going to be this year's KCD2. Where last year I really wanted to get to it, but I couldn't. It came out at a terrible time for releases and backlog. Yep. And I think this is the same thing where the more I see and the more I hear, I'm like, oh, I know there's something there, but can I really commit 200 hours to this game right now?
It's weird because I like to think that I have a pretty decent track record on game taste. And I love bad games too. If I have fun with them and other people think they're bad, they're still fun for me. So whatever. Sure. But with Crimson Desert, it didn't hook me right away. It didn't hook me 15 hours in the way that other games do, but I was still invested enough to say, you know what? I really want to give this game a chance. And then there was a thing that happened. And I just felt, oh, there it is. There you are. It's not the hook that I'm used to, though. It wasn't the first time I saw the Claire Obscure trailer, and I immediately knew I'm going to get that game. I'm going to love that game. That game might be Game of the Year contender. Those were my immediate gut reactions from the very first trailer. And that doesn't happen that often. On certain games it does. Crimson Desert, it looks okay. It looks fun. I'll probably get it. And I actually owe a few of the March delays into April. I owe them a thank you because that's the only reason I picked up Crimson Desert. I was going to wait. And I thought real life stuff hadn't happened yet. I thought I was going to have a lot more free time for the first 3 weeks or first 2 weeks, last 2 weeks of March, first week of April. Turns out I didn't, and that's fine. But I bought it anyway. I said, well, I'm invested now. Let's go. And I am glad that I stuck with it. And I'm going to see it through to its end. And I'm probably going to platinum that fucker unless there's a broken trophy because I'm going to do everything. I'm going to do everything. I'm going for 100% in that game, which is a mistake. It's a beautiful mistake, and I don't care. I am having that much fun with it. So if you guys have questions about Crimson Desert, feel free, ask on the Discord, whatever. I'm more than happy to answer it. I'm sure Reddit could give you more information, but if you want the most spoiler-free, objective opinion about certain things, feel free to ask. The other 2 games I'm playing, I will just be very quick. I am still playing Dissidia Duellum because I'm a fucking Final Fantasy simp and I'm mad about it because I hate myself and I don't care. Clive from 16 and Riku from 10 just released yesterday, 2 days ago.
Riku.
I think it was Tuesday. I had not spent any of my in-game currency from the beginning of the game. So all the battles that I had won, all the battles that I had lost, I was running on low abilities and low skills and not even characters that I wanted to be because it was just the luck of the draw. I went full balls deep in for Clive and Riku's skills. the very first couple matches I got in, I am now wrecking people more than I was before. I'm like, oh, this is what it's like to be pay to win. I did not spend, but I just hoarded from the beginning.
Sure.
So it was kind of cool to do that. And you know, it's a fucking mobile game. It's kind of garbage. I'm not above saying that, but it's fun for me. I'm having fun with it. I played it when I went to the dentist and I was waiting. I just played a match while I was waiting to be ready. Yeah, I don't take out time for quote unquote real games. So take that with a grain of salt. But I'm enjoying it. The music's fine. The graphics are okay, and you know, it's a fun quick play. The last thing, I started Diablo 4 Lord of Hatred with my good friend last night because he was available, and I did actually have a few hours. I was going to start Pragmata, but he and I had an agreement, and when he was available, we've been waiting to do this for a while, and finally released, and he was available on launch. So I rolled a Paladin, he rolled a Warlock. We played together a few hours. It's a lot of fun so far. I talked about it a little bit in the State of the Draft. We're probably going to try to play again this weekend, maybe tomorrow if we get lucky. And if not, then I will be playing either Crimson Desert or Pragmata. It depends on how much time I have. I don't want to start Pragmata and only play it for like an hour.
Oh, totally understand.
I can't do that. Crimson Desert, I can now do that, even though it's really hard, because I can go in, I can just look for those stupid things, maybe do a story mission, move on, turn it off. But Pragmata deserves my full attention. I want 3-hour chunks of time at minimum.
Oh yeah.
And once I get started, I'm very much looking forward to it. It has been pushed above Hades for my playing next, not just because of the potential spoiler cast, but I kind of like you, Matt. I've waited long enough to play Hades 2. I'm very excited to get to it. I know that I'm going to love the hell out of it. But Pragmata has that special something that I want to see, and I don't want things to be ruined for me.
Exactly.
So I'm already embarrassed that I'm behind, but I've been on weird vacations and family stuff and busy and just this, that, and the other. So those are my 3 games.
Sunburn.
Pragmata's on deck. Yeah, right. Pragmata's on deck. Very excited to get to it.
Excellent.
And yeah. Any questions about the games I've played, or do you want me to shut the hell up so you guys can go?
I'll put it to you like this. I don't want to tell you that Pragmata needs to, no matter what, be the next one.
Yeah.
But there's every now and then there's a game that comes along and you go, it's got something.
Yeah.
Pragmata's that. I'll just say it like that.
Cool. Yep. That's kind of the feeling I got anyway. So I love science fiction, arguably more than most. I will take bad sci-fi over no sci-fi any day. So the fact that this is also good sci-fi is just a slam dunk. Well, at least presumably, I'm assuming that you guys are not just all trolling me. But also, I already bought. I mean, I pre-ordered it. It's been on my dashboard. It's been taunting me every time I turn on the PS5, and I just hadn't had time to give it its due diligence, its justice. It needs to be next. So it will happen. I promise.
Can't wait, dude. Can't wait. And I'm glad you're enjoying Christmas.
If I can ask,
what?
If I can ask, because I normally don't like to know. So if you don't want to tell me on the cast, but if you were to guess how long from start to finish just for a playthrough, would you be willing to tell me roughly? Is that okay? I mean, do you consider that?
If you think it's okay, and Alex thinks it's okay, yeah.
Well, for the listeners more than anything else, because I normally don't want to know that, but I do want to know for my next chunk of time.
Yeah.
Because if you told me 120 hours, I know it's not that. But if you told me 120 hours, I'd probably be like, ah. But if you say 20 to 25, cool. That's I can.
Bob, I think we should have fun with this. Let's say it at the same time after 3. 1, 2, 3. 12 hours.
Really? Okay.
I was going to put it to you like this. Dead Space.
Yeah, It's good.
Cool.
It's perfect. Yep. Perfect. That's all I can say.
All right. So I think
perfect
Alex...
sci-fi like Mass Effect.
Oh.
It's a perfect sci-fi like Mass Effect, the hit game series that Matt needs to play.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. No. Let me beat Mass Effect in 12 hours. But
no.
I
might be able to beat Mass Effect 2 in 12 hours. I played through it enough.
Oh yeah.
I might be able to sprint through that game. I don't know. That game's fucking awesome.
It was just enough to. I mean, it was just right. Not too long, not too short, and just a wild ride the entire time. It's amazing, dude.
And I'll probably play through it multiple times. It's not about that. It's just more of the time management with all the other games, because obviously Saros, that's also on my fucking dashboard preloaded.
It releases.
Damn it.
It released yesterday. So
yeah.
Yeah.
My question for you guys is, how's the replayability on it?
Caleb, do you want to know?
Yeah. That's not a problem.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It highly replayable and mandatory.
Yep.
Mandatory? Okay, cool. That's all I
For
need
the
to know.
platinum.
Awesome.
Not to
Yes,
Yeah.
for the platinum. Yeah.
But you
Because,
also want to replay it, right? It's not I have to play it again. Like that to me is a sign of a great game.
I've gotten every trophy besides one of them.
Right. Yeah.
And I am waiting for my second playthrough to where I'm I can use my theater, because now I'm on headphones. I'm on my Astros. Love the Astros. They're amazing. This game sits with you, and I'm still reflecting on it, and I don't want to dive right into the next playthrough. I want to sit with it for a bit, and I want to marinate on it. But this game is very special, and I'm waiting for my next playthrough when I'm in a place where I can use my theater system, because it's
Makes sense.
It's a technical marvel, and sound design amazing. So,
do you think it deserves? I mean, again, early in the year, but do you think it deserves to be in the conversation at the end of the year?
Okay,
as of right now,
Alex, do you want to know?
Yes, tell me.
Absolutely.
Cool, good. I mean, I figured. I was curious. So
Concur.
It's a fucking
strongly
it's a
concur.
Fucking gem, dude. And I
heard. I talking to Matt on the side about this after, because I finished before him, and then I was like,
that's
Matt,
what she said.
Dude, yeah, I was like, yeah, that's all right. If you ain't first, you last, baby. I was like, dude, this game's got that like goatee mindset in it, and it's there, and he's waffling, maybe not, and finally I got a text. Who am I fucking kidding? It is.
I don't want to talk about like a goatee this early in the year.
I understand, but you are also allowed to sort of put it on that pedestal if it deserves, because what it was, Bo, and you had said it on the last cast, Bob, where the worst game that you've platinumed or played through this year entirely outside of Highguard was Neo 3. Neo 3 is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like to show the caliber of games we have this year. And after that, to put Pragmata up on a pedestal and say, wow, this should be in the conversation. It's not like come November, if the game didn't end up, everybody would go, you're stupid. It's just cool to say, let's point out how much we like this right now. This is so good right now.
Yeah.
Even if 6 other games come out that are quote unquote better, doesn't matter. It's awesome right now, and that to me is what matters.
Yeah, this game hits. It hits, and it's incredible. I don't want to hype it up too much, because I don't think I can set the expectations to where it might be disappointing, because it's that good. We said that about Claire.
Yeah, we said that about Claire before the spoiler cast, exactly. And then. I mean, I still think we weren't wrong.
Mm-hmm.
In the spoiler cast, we said we've been praising this on 15 episodes. Oh my God, here we are. We can now praise it without holding back.
Yeah.
And you said it earlier. That's the most listened to cast episode for a reason. So I'm very glad to hear that. I'm super thrilled that the game not only is great, but that you guys love it, and that it seems like fans and critics also loved it. That's everything.
Like you said, sitting at an 87. So, and
spoiler, you guys could
we're going to do a spoiler cast on it, and that's our next spoiler.
If one of us would fucking hurry up and beat it,
we'll be patient.
But I'm not going to rush through it.
No,
I'm not going to rush through it. I'm sorry. I'm going to take my time.
I didn't.
But that was another reason I wanted to know the estimated time. But I do think that it's important to note that Capcom, I think they want a game of the year. That's what they're like. This year, we're releasing 4 fucking bangers, one after another. Yeah. One of these has to hit, or at least be in the conversation.
Did you see the tweet they made where they put the 4 games up, and they're like,
"Yes, we're not done yet," or whatever.
With 2026,
that was so good. Which also has me excited for Onimusha.
Exactly. But yeah, this new IP fucking incredible. And I don't know how we got this game, but I'm so excited for you to start it, and I'll be stocking those fucking trophies. I won't.
Can you guys do me a favor and just add about 144 hours into each week so that I can have fucking time to play it?
Yep.
I just need more time, damn it.
Yeah.
Or tell all the people in my life to leave me alone for a week. Just leave me alone. Just don't even bother me, and then I will
I've told you that for the fucking decades. I'm like, just say no. Just say no, bro.
I can't say no to my mom for Mother's Day.
Well, no, don't.
I invited her to come stay. Yeah, but like
wedding, you're going to fucking go. Maybe not.
Oh my god, 10th. It's more like 38th.
You know that. You know what this means. You have to come to Colorado for Alex.
Well, I mean, I need to know when, but yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't have a fucking choice, homie.
Do you have a date set? What's the date?
Yeah. We're looking at November 11th.
There it is.
2027.
27. I was going to say this year. You fucking okay? Just 2027. Good.
Hell no, not this year. I can't afford that shit.
That's what it takes to get Caleb a fucking wedding.
Jesus. Apparently.
So
I'm going to write it down. I'm going to write it down, even if it changes a little bit. Be like, no. If anybody else contacts me, this was first.
Exactly.
Sorry.
And you have a place to stay
and
too.
The wedding venue has a free-to-play vintage piano that you can play the whole time.
Oh dang! I'm just going to show up and play garbage. Just like chopsticks the whole time.
You know what?
I expect nothing less.
I expect nothing less.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. You have a place to stay, man. I'll have my new place.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. You don't have to get a hotel or anything. I'll pick you up from the airport. And we'll
for real this time.
For real. I'll be like, hey guys, I'm actually picking Caleb up from the airport. I've been joking about it.
I'm going to show up and I'm going to have a mask so that nobody knows if it's really me. Just wear it the whole time. And then at the wedding, just pull it off. And, hey. And it's actually going to be, it's going to be Lisa. It's not going to be me. I'm going to be here playing a game. She's going to
You need to do the Bryan Cranston thing where he wore a mask of himself.
Oh, yeah. It's not a bad idea. If I remember, I'm going to do that. But on that note, Alex.
Yes.
What are you playing?
Okay, so I unfortunately broke a promise that I made to myself and all of my compatriots. And
10 games are you playing?
Actually, it's only one. You don't need to call me out. You're wrong this time. Let it be known Matt's wrong this time.
This time.
So there's a level. Yeah, this time. Later, it might be 10 games. So it's obvious I enjoy playing video games with my wife. You know, she's playing right now behind me.
Heck yeah.
We're currently playing Death Stranding, or not Death Stranding. Jesus Christ. That's the other game I'm playing. We're currently playing Baldur's Gate 3 again.
Ooh, great choice. Great choice.
Yeah. Hey, Aurora, go ahead and wave to everybody.
They can't see her.
Turn around.
We can see her.
Well, we can.
Wait.
What's up, Aurora?
She's
How's
currently
it going?
She's playing BG3 right now.
Let's have her on the podcast
right
sometime.
Yeah, we could. So I'm 328 hours into this game. I have no idea how many playthroughs it's been. She's 370 something hours into this game. I have no idea how many
I thought I put a lot of hours in Tails, man.
That's probably just 2 playthroughs. Because I think my first playthrough was 185 or something.
Yeah, our first one was really long, but like we keep coming back to this game, coming back to it. Like we love gaming together.
It's
like,
amazing.
It's that in League.
It's
amazing. Yeah, thankfully I have a nerdy wife who doesn't chastise me for playing video games.
Incredible.
At least
as long as I play with her. Yeah, as long as I play with her. If I don't play with her, it's a whole different story.
Yeah.
But like it's besides that in League, like that's really all we kind of play together. Like she'll be on the couch reading while I'm gaming. Kind of same thing that happens with Bob and Crystal, his wife, and maybe Caleb and Lisa. I don't know.
Oh, she watched Claire and Kingdom Hearts. She doesn't give a shit about anything else. So,
hey, she watched Claire. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, that was and she did enjoy it for what it's worth. She said, "This is really good."
She cried 47 times.
No, that was me.
Yeah, and like. Same, bro. Same. Oh, yeah. I still cry.
Me too.
I still cry playing the game. But yeah, we've been playing Baldur's Gate 3, and then I've been playing Death Stranding 2. Without revealing too much to anybody, you guys know where I would be in the game. I'm in Chapter 8. I unfortunately got sidetracked with literally rebuilding everything. Yep. So all of the roads are finished. I've fixed all kinds of like shit people have made. going through and collecting everybody's lost packages and all that.
Yep.
I think I've made no progress in the past 20 hours of gaming on it.
This
Welcome to
checks
Death
out
Stranding.
1,000%. Yeah, it really is.
Fucking love that.
That's great.
Yeah, it's been a ride, and I really, really, really wish I had gotten to it before I did Claire.
Oh,
Because this unfortunately has kind of shifted my perspective on Game of the Year last year, if I'm being completely honest.
Wow. Okay.
There's so much to be said about Death Stranding. I know you guys already said it in a whole spoiler cast, but this game's beautiful.
Mhm.
It really is. I have it on PC now too. I love the damn game so much. I only do that with a few games here and there, and I only got it on PC because Aurora was playing Skyrim on PS5. So
That's awesome.
like, I wanted to keep playing it that badly that I, like, even with her yearly Skyrim break, I'm like, I got to buy this game a second time so I can keep doing this.
Does it have cross progression?
No.
How cool would that be if it did? You started over. Okay.
Dang.
Nope. I played through the entirety of chapters 1 through 6
Oh my god.
over again on PC, and then got back on it on PS5.
Hey, man.
I probably would be done with the game by now if I hadn't done
Whatever
that.
floats your boat. I'm just glad you're
I would
playing.
have
I
just
don't know,
bought a
dude.
second. I would have bought a second PS5. I'm being real. I would have just done that. But you already had a PC, so I get it. I do.
Yeah. And I'm loving this game. Like, I don't know
Beautiful.
why I do so much. Like, there's just so much beauty in it. Like, it's the story so far. I haven't even seen shit yet, and I know that. The story so far has been phenomenal. The artwork or the art in the game has been phenomenal. Like, even on base PS5, I'm still like, this is actually like not a photo sometimes, and
Mhm.
it's crazy.
He cooked, man.
Like,
He's a wizard.
It is really. It's nuts how. Wizardry. Just pure wizardry.
That
Yeah.
team is just
Dude.
amazing.
dude, I'm so happy that there's a walking simulator too, because this game is just fucking great.
Yep.
And it's been a treat. It's been a treat the whole time. Like, and I do authentically enjoy it more than Claire at this point. Like, even though I'm just pretty much playing Minecraft in it, like, I'm enjoying it more than I did Claire.
The true test will be if you play through it 7 more times. Because you have to
There's no
remember,
fucking
you
way.
played through Claire
There's
7.
no way.
So
That's
maybe that's
true.
not
Dude,
Claire's fault.
That's true. You
You don't need to call me out like that.
yeah.
I did. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You have some
No, you're right though.
you have some reflecting to do after you beat Death Stranding 2.
I'm excited for him to get through it, and not get through it like rush through it, but he'll know what we all know and what we felt and I'm really happy for you to get there on your own time, even though we would all prefer that it was sooner than everything else that you're doing. So
don't rush it. Don't rush it.
And unfortunately, DS2 is the sole reason I haven't even touched Pragmata yet. It's like, I have to finish this. I told myself I was going to.
Yeah.
And
that's tough.
I'm loving DS2.
It's tough. Yeah.
But I know I'm going to love Pragmata. But I have to finish DS2 first.
Yep.
I made a promise to Bob.
Man, Matt,
So-
think about this, Matt. What a journey. He's going from DS2 into Pragmata.
Man,
I know you don't have context, Caleb, but you will soon enough.
But I don't need context because I know games. I know enough that I think that sounds like it's gonna be sweet.
Kojima's mascot is literally a moon man. And so and Sam has a kid, and I mean, you got Diana. There are some parallels there for sure. So that's
I've been told it's Death Stranding 3, But don't say anything else. Don't say anything else. I want to play the game. I want to love it. But yeah, I've got to finish DS2, and it's been a grind.
You don't have to do anything.
I haven't.
You want to?
No, I have to. At this point.
He's gonna
I held the fight into the bargain, damn it.
It's not even just that. Like, there's this overwhelming feeling of regret every time I play it, where I'm like, why didn't I fucking do this already? Why didn't I play this last year? I bought a PS5 to play this damn game.
You did. You saw it on my setup, and you're like, I'm getting a PS5. And Bob and I looked at each other like, oh, hell yeah.
It's what sold the console for me. And, I hate that it took as long as it did.
Mission succeeded.
It's crazy though how Kojima can do the melancholy and not make you like you're sad, right? You're sad when you play for other reasons. But somehow his team makes even melancholy awesome.
Mhm.
It's just this feeling. I'm really glad I did this today, even though I feel sad or whatever feeling you want to say.
Yeah.
So you just have it with an extra layer because you're behind. But
Yeah.
we felt that when we were playing because it was just sort of droll and drab and what is going on and but you have it with like another layer, which is kind of perfect for Death Stranding, if I'm being honest.
That is true.
Yeah.
You're on chapter
Like,
8, you said?
Yeah, chapter
Do you
8.
want to know how many chapters there are or no?
More than 8. That's all I need to know.
Right.
I glanced at the trophy list and I'm like, there's no fucking way I'm platting this game.
I haven't platinumed it. Like,
It's really not that bad.
Yeah.
It's not that bad when you get through and you know what's up. You're like, okay, I can do these things. There's a couple that might be, I wouldn't say platinum killers, but you'd say, I don't know if I want to do that.
Sure.
I did want to do. I said I want to try this, and then I did it. It was great, but to each their own.
Yeah.
So maybe you'll go
I
back
will say,
and do it.
I definitely will go back.
Huge time sink I've been on right now has been 5-starring everybody I've met so far.
Don't.
So it's been
Pro tip: take him to 4 stars and then get the hell out of there. Okay.
Yeah. For now.
For now. Just trust me. Bob did the same thing on Death Stranding. He's like, I'm doing everything here. I'm like, Bob, just progress the golden path. I was like, and he's like, okay. And he's like, I'm so glad I progressed.
Yeah, I did the same thing for what it's worth, Alex, because I mean, you know me, I'm pretty much a completionist. There's one specific thing, and I will not tell you unless you want me to, but I will do that off cast. One specific thing that I kind of fucked myself with as far as a time commitment because I did not just move on. And it was annoying as hell. And it's one of those things that had I known, I mean, I wouldn't have wanted to know unless a friend told me, like, just pro tip, don't do that. It's the only thing that actually soured my experience in the game because I thought this is unlike everything else that you've done in this game. What the fuck? That's the one strong criticism I have, and we did talk about it in the spoiler cast.
We did.
So,
yeah.
But Matt is
I'm
right.
still blind on that one.
Yeah, 4 stars and move on for now. Yeah,
I'm just trying to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I learned
Gotcha.
from.
I did.
Oh, go ahead, Bob.
Oh, I experienced the exact same thing. You didn't listen to this spoiler cast, but I did the exact same thing because I'm neurotic like that too, and came across the same problem Caleb did.
Yeah,
Bob and I were both bitching about it. It was not great.
Yep.
And for some reason, I learned from Death Stranding 1, like, just do the side stuff and always do the side missions and deliver the packages, but just know that around the Golden Path corner might be another tool that makes the mission fucking 2 times easier, right? Just know, like, the
and or faster.
Yeah.
Like, it might not just be easier; it might be way faster.
Exactly.
Too, so.
Exactly. So just know the Golden Path has many tools that you can go back and do things. I don't think anything is missable, so don't worry there. And
It's not.
Okay.
Yeah, just do the side stuff, but keep doing that Golden Path as much as possible. Don't rush it or anything like that. You do you, but just know there could be a tool around the corner that's going to make the mission you're struggling with cake.
Yeah.
Okay.
For what it's worth, one caveat. Or if you're still having fun, just have fun. Because
Exactly.
that's what the game's
Most
all about.
importantly.
For real. If you're having fun with it, then you do you.
Yes.
But you might not have fun with one specific thing if you do this.
Right.
So,
and I think chapter 8, I think that's around that time, I believe. So maybe.
I haven't ran into anything yet. I'll just leave it at that.
So, well, cool. Glad you're enjoying it. Keep on keeping on, and keep delivering those packages.
Nice. Keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on. And use that music.
If I
could spin around in my chair very fast, I would have, but
yes,
I didn't want to knock everything over.
Whoa.
There you go.
There we go.
And utilize that music player. Just saying. I usually don't use music players in games, and I really heavily utilized this music player. So cool.
Yeah, I have been too.
Good. And there's some characters in that game. I'll tell you that. So, Bob, what are you playing, man?
Yes, sir.
What are you playing?
Yeah. I am playing one game, and there's a reason for that. There's a couple of reasons for that, okay? First off, I took my portal with me to Vegas. Everywhere I go in this country, and this is going to be a tangent. I'm sorry. This is where a spiral is going to come along. I go cross country to cross country. I can stop at a motel hotel in bumfuck Nebraska, and the internet is a free Wi-Fi connection. Not great, but it's still free.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I get to Vegas, and they want to charge me per day for internet. Get bent.
Yeah, awful. Fuck that.
Dude, Vegas is so pretentious and expensive. I still love it. It's fun. But yeah, dude, I remember went to breakfast, spent like $55 on 2 coffees and a couple sandwiches. It's fucking nuts there. So yeah, they'll price gouge you because.
Yeah, that pissed me off. So that means I didn't get to play like I wanted to in Vegas because my plan was to play Vampire Crawlers from remote because it's a perfect portal game, right?
Sure.
That was going to be the idea. Because that didn't happen, I said I need to get into Vampire Crawlers when I get back. And I want to continue Pragmata. But like you said, Matt, I need to marinate and reflect on the game, and I've been doing that. So now I'm ready to do the second playthrough of Pragmata, but I got this thorn in my side because I know we talked about it last cast. There were some things that I was with like weapon combinations and things like this for Vampire Crawlers.
Yeah.
I now realize by game design why they did that.
Oh,
because this is fundamentally a different game. You have 3D space for these weapons, so it's completely new artwork. It's completely new firing animations and attacks and things like that nature. So because of that, they keep it kind of familiar, so that way you know what you're going for when you're talking about your combinations later. And you're like, okay, I bet you if I get this card, I can then combine it with this one, because you only get these combinations after you open up a chest. That's the only opportunity you're going to get them. And typical to roguelike, it's not always guaranteed, right?
Sure.
So you can kind of build around your deck on in design for that. And I gotta say, this game, and I'll get to my final thoughts. This game is a game where I'm going, hey, I'm going to play a round or two because I've got an hour to kill. And then next thing you know, 3 hours have passed.
the best.
It's the best in all of that. This is the most arcadey. There's zero story. Don't need it. Because you're constantly progressing. You're constantly getting stronger. You're constantly finding other things that to unlock and to look into, which is a sign of a good roguelike. Sure. That's truly the sign. That was the problem with Returnal. Your power progression isn't as good.
Which apparently they fixed in Saros, so I'm excited for that.
Exactly why I'm excited for it. And there was a point in this game when I was first playing it for the first couple hours, and this was like 5 hours in, and I'm like, I see where they're going with this, but a good game like this, they want you to be able to break it. They're inviting you to go crazy and go ham with it. And then I found it. So for context, Caleb, I don't know if you listened to last cast, as you get your cards, they have their mana cost 0, 1, 2, 3, and you want to progressively go up, so that way you can keep what they call a combo going, and then when you play the next card in the combo, it's stronger. The effects are stronger. But when your mana is only 5 or 6 in a turn, you can only go so high with those mana costs until I got wild cards.
Okay.
Wild cards allow you to play for free, and you can mark some of your cards as wild cards, but they have built-in ones. Okay. For free, you play the card for free, and it starts your combo over. So you can go 0, 1, 2, hit a wild card, and now you can play whatever you want and start a combo, another chain combo. So if I go 0, 1, 2, 3, wild card, 0, 1, 2, 3, wild card, 0, 1, 0 wild card, and this allows me to just start chaining, and all of a sudden I'm going from 5 card combos to 30 card combos.
Yeah, it's just sweet.
Just sweet. All of a sudden it broke the game, because when you kill bosses, you get an opportunity to finish your turn with what they call an overkill. And as you get more damage on the enemy, you get additional gold for it. initially it maxes out at 500 gold. And it's really cool. I love it because as soon as you kill them, it'll go overkill.
Halo style.
And I was sad. Yeah, I was sad because I would max it out, but I could keep chaining, and I was a little sad. And then I got a relic that unlocks the overkill limit break, and then it goes into ultimate overkill, and you go from 500 gold. And I was like, I wonder if there's a limit. So I chained it. It's a 5,000 gold limit now. I hit the limit on that one, and it's so addicting in that regard. Awesome. There's always this progression that goes in there. The music actually is really good, Matt. Yeah. Believe it or not.
I'll have to check out the soundtrack. I'm not going to play it. Yeah, but I'll check out the soundtrack for sure.
I don't blame you for not wanting to play it for one simple reason. This game, and I'll say it now. You remember a couple of years ago when Balatro came out and it was in the Game of the Year conversation? Yep. You knew it wasn't going to win because of the industry, but it was worth having it in the conversation. Sure. This is this year's Balatro.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Cool.
So what do you think it should be scored? I mean, just personally, now that you've...
Personally, this is a 89, 88, almost in the 90 category.
Wow.
This game sings, it runs beautifully, it encourages you to break it. Everything about what this game wants to be is executed to almost a near perfect standard.
All right, so awesome. Honor system, Matt, give me 6 more points on the cast. Or on the draft. I think that Neo 3 was underscored. So
me too.
Give Bob another 3 points, 4 points.
Let me go do that right now.
let's just do that.
Let's just fuck with it.
Everybody wins. Everybody gets 200 points. Yep. It's like the end of Harry Potter's first movie, first book. Just Dumbledore making shit up. Right. Just do that at the end of the cast this year. We're all kings.
I'll give you how like fun like there's how much it itches that brain there, Caleb, because you have context for this. Yeah. Nobody else will. But you know how there's the amount attribute, which is how many bullets or whatever your weapon will launch when it fires.
Yes.
I have chain comboed so hard that amount number got to 55.
What? Okay.
I'll fire a gun and then it just sits there for almost 5 to 10 seconds going wah 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 wah.
That's excellent. Excuse me. That's funny. I'm a fan. Now you're going to make me... I'm going to add another fucking game to my list of have to play it by the end of May. And it's just not going to happen. There's no way. There's no fucking way.
And the best thing is, if you know anything about Poncle, the developer, this is their base game. It's $10. They're going to have, a bunch of DLC, but each DLC is going to be $2.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, the trophy list is already insane, isn't it? It's got like...
Isn't it like 190 or something? What was it?
Would you like to know real time? Because I was playing a little bit before we got into this.
And also how many you have too.
There are a grand total, because there's the base game and then these like additionals. They're built like DLCs, but they're not. They're features the base game. Okay. There are a total of 162.
Jesus.
I have 138.
For reference, most games have like 50. Some at most, usually like 30, 40.
Yeah. And I have gone from 5 hours into this game to over 20.
Damn. Dude. I'm so glad.
But it sounds awesome. It sounds great. Like that. All of that sounds really.
Sounds like a Bob-ass game, is what it sounds.
I'll get to it someday. I promise. I just don't know what that day is.
I won't.
Yeah. Be ready. Be ready to dedicate 20 to 30 hours for it, because it's gonna. I guarantee you, if you liked vampire crawlers, survivors, you're gonna love this game, because there's gonna be enough familiarity. You're like, ooh, there's something here I remember I enjoy, and then you're gonna get the new stuff, and you're gonna love it even more.
Beautiful. I'm not mad about that one bit. That sounds awesome.
Awesome. Very cool.
But yeah, after that, I'll touch Pragmata, go into Saint Slayer, and then we'll see where the rest of the year lies from there, because we know May 22nd or May 20 next month, end of May is going to hit sooner than I know it.
Yep. Are you going to get Saros, or are you waiting a little bit on that one, Bob?
Saros is going to wait. Saros, however you pronounce it.
Yeah.
It's going to wait, because not only do I have this, I also still have Hades 2 that is screaming to me right now. Because that is that game, I see why it was in a GOTY conversation. Let's leave it like that.
Honestly, the thing that makes me sad is Hades 2 is the first Supergiant Games game that I did not play on launch.
Me too.
Launch for my console or wherever I was going to play.
Right.
And it kind of breaks my heart a little bit because it's just weird. It's weird that all these other top tier games have been coming out or were already out, and that's why I need an extra 144 hours each week just to be able to do this.
Right? Ain't that the truth? Because I can tell you, because you haven't played it yet, have you, Caleb?
No, I have it installed. I've hovered over the title card just to hear the music, and I hated myself for it because it's so good, and it just made me mad that I did that. I shouldn't have done that.
After sitting on it for a week, because it's a game you can go in and out of. After sitting on it a week now and not playing it, there's only one thing that I think is a little bit not as strong as Hades 1, but everything else in there is stronger and better done.
Incredible.
What's the thing that's not as strong? Is that a spoiler or just an overall feeling?
Let me say it, and it could be me. It could be me, but it's my preference. I like this so far. I like the story of Hades 1.
That's fair, because I was concerned about the same thing, and everything seems cool, but I love Greek mythology so much, and they packed so much into Hades 1 that I thought when they were coming out with a sequel, I thought, well, are you just going to do the weird obscure shit, or are you just going to make something up that I do not like? Now, I'm not saying either one of those things happen. I don't know, but I can see where you're coming from, because I loved the story for Hades 1. It's my favorite roguelike ever. So obviously I loved it. I'm hoping that Hades 2 can give me more of that. But as long as the music's good, which I know I've listened to one track and I did not realize that it was from Hades 2. Holy shit. The music was so good in that one track alone.
Yeah.
I cannot wait. I really can't.
Yep.
God damn it. Now I just want to play Hades 2.
Dude, the struggle is real. I have been doing the same thing you've been doing, hovering over the app, just listening to that music. And I'm like, oh, I'll be with you soon, Melanoy. I promise.
Yeah.
So
it'll be worth the wait. I know it will.
I think so. Yeah. I know. I think I'm going to do, I will do Saros. I have it pre-ordered day one. Saros is going to be the appetizer, and Hades 2 is going to be the main course of my
So you are going to do Saros first?
I am. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So Saros, I've stayed pretty dark, and I haven't really had Hades spoiled for me.
Right.
Saros is new, and the spoiler potential is higher. So I've been very excited. It's getting great reviews. I'm a huge fan of Housemarque, and I think it's a shorter game than Hades 2. I assume.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play Saros, see it through, maybe platinum it. Who knows? There's no broken trophies either that I'm reading, which is awesome. No missables.
Yeah, I haven't read any of that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it.
I don't know the time. I've heard it's shorter than Returnal, so I think it'll be Saros and then Hades 2.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome. Bob, I'm so glad you're enjoying Vampire Crawlers. It's awesome. It's not my kind of game, but it sounds really fun. So, but my kind of game, I finally put a pin in Tales of Vesperia.
You did
the pin.
You're done for now, at least.
I put the pin in.
It's about time.
So did you get 69% like you were trying to do, or what happened?
I had 68. I thought popping a bronze would put it to 69. It put it to 70. I was bummed. So I got another trophy after that, and I think it's sitting at 72 or 74 right now. But I did another EX dungeon. It's an endgame dungeon, and there's some really cool surprises for longtime Tales fans in there, let's just say. And it was added for the definitive version, I believe. I had a blast doing it. I'm so over leveled. I've basically broken the game. I'm one-shotting most everything with my super weapon. These super weapons, every kill gives it a physical attack level. So it's constantly just growing. And the more you kill, the more powerful it gets. So I'm sitting like a high attack on this is like 3,000. I'm sitting at close to 7,000 physical attack for Yuri. It's been a blast, but I finally put a pin in it. I legitimately put 135 hours into this game, and I legitimately was like, man. And I reflected on it just sitting on the title screen, and I'm like, damn, second favorite Tales game of all time. Like up there with Symphonia for sure. But yes, the pin has been put in Vesperia, and I mean, I don't think I'll ever get that platinum. There's some crazy ones, but yeah. And then Pragmata, Bob. So I haven't done my second playthrough, and you're not doing your second playthrough, but you're going to do endgame stuff. And I did the endgame stuff. So I still haven't even done the second playthrough. I'm waiting. What a fucking gem of a game. It's still sitting with me. I'm still reflecting on it. I can't wait to talk more about it. We're going to break it wide open on the spoiler cast. So I've greatly enjoyed my experience with Pragmata, and I've heard it across the board talking about it. So I was kind of in a like, okay, well, I'm definitely playing Saros. I've been very excited for this. And I was like, Bob, what should I do? Like, Saros comes out in 4 days. This was like 2 days ago, or 4 days ago, if you're listening to it on the podcast, or listen to it when the podcast goes live. And I was like, I don't know I want to play something, but I don't want to like dive into something and then have to put it down for Saros. And Bob's like, why don't you play Saint Slayer? And I'm like, holy shit, that's it. That's brilliant. It's like a bite-sized little game I've been excited about. And I already bought it. I wanted to support him. It's $10. And so, yeah, I started Saint Slayer and I beat it 12 times.
So how
are you serious?
How long do you think it would have taken you to get past Albrook?
Yep. I don't know. I don't want to dive in.
Yeah, that's the perfect answer.
Talk about a game I don't want to put down and dive into and put down for Saros. No, Saint Slayer is incredible. Made by Lily Mo Games, published. It's a true indie. Made by Colin Moriarty. He is one of the inspirations I started this podcast, and I started podcasting in general. He's a huge inspiration. I've been listening to him for decades now. One of the best podcasters out there. Sacred Symbols. Shout out. You're like my inspiration. So he made this game, among other ones. He's got other ones, but this game specifically is very Castlevania 3 inspired. So pixel art, very retro. I'm playing it on the PS. I'm playing the PS4 version on the PS5, not because the trophies are easier, because they're not. He has separate trophy lists for PS4 version and PS5 version. And I looked it up and
really,
yeah. And so I wanted to start with the PS4 version. They don't sync over because they're different lists. And then I potentially wanted to play the PS5 version, like eventually. So, yeah, I'm playing it on PS5.
Do you know the differences of the game itself? I mean, you said
Not
the lists
game.
are different, but
it's same game.
No, but the game
different
visuals are all the same. Everything else is the same.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's 16.
Interesting.
It's a NES style game, and you're not going to see a performance difference from PS4 to PS5. So,
well, I didn't know if they had some, I don't know, weird isometric cell shading or something. I don't know, just something to butter it up or whatever. Because if it has a different list, that is very interesting.
Cool.
That's a choice,
cool, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a huge fan of Castlevania, and I have been excited for this game. I didn't know when I was getting to it, but then Bob was like, "You play Saint Slayer." I was like, "Okay." This game is called Saint Slayer: Spear of Sacrilege. It's a short game, but it has a definite learning curve. So the first 2 hours, I was struggling hardcore. And I was like, man, who do these guys think they are making a game this fucking hard? Like, what the fuck? And then I finally, like, it has mini stages. They're bite-sized stages. Some you can finish in 5 minutes, right? And they're very unique stages. And it has the map, just like Castlevania did. You're going through the map eventually to the end, and it's pixel art. It's really cool pixel art. It has an awesome story. The story is heavily like Christian in the older times, like in Europe. And you're a farmer that eventually comes across this spear, the Spear of Sacrilege, and you're a farmer called Rudiger. And you start in this village, and he's kind of an asshole, which is awesome. And all the characters are really cool that you come across. This game has a lot of charm, but once you get past that learning curve, and thankfully the learning curve is very short because it's a shorter game, I'm having a blast with it. And
would you consider the learning curve kind of like the same feeling you had with God of War, Sons of Sparta?
Yes.
Remember you said that Sons of Sparta was just like, what the fuck? And then when you finally got over that hump, it was good.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I was struggling. You determination and overcome the challenge. That's that learning curve you have to go over. But with Sons of Sparta, it was like 40 hours. Learning curve was about 10. With this game, I mean, I beat it in 4 hours. My first playthrough, I played through on normal. And there are 4 difficulties. There's easy, normal, hard, and classic. And classic, I beat it. I did beat it on hard. I have beat it on hard, and I beat it on easy. And there's so many cool collectibles. Each collectible, it has a password system like Mega Man. Like,
that's cool.
And each collectible has a password associated with it. And if you put the password in, you have a specific set of parameters for a new playthrough of the game. Like maybe meat just drops from everything, or yeah. And there's rotten meat. When you pick it up, it actually like takes a chunk of health. So that's interesting. Gameplay is really cool. It's fun. It's 6 buttons. I'm using the D-pad and then square and X. So yeah,
controls pretty tight then. I mean, you're a fan of the way it plays, or there's some issues that you've got?
So it controls like an NES game, if that tells you anything.
Okay.
It does. It's a game true to form of its inspiration, and it does bring the flaws of the inspiration as well. And that's why
it's for better or for worse, right? I mean, that to me is a style choice more than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would think.
And I actually just looked at it on Steam. It is straight up Castlevania 2 and 3. Like graphics wise,
it's heavily inspired by Castlevania. It still has its own identity, which is cool. But it wears its inspiration on its sleeve, and I like it for that fact. But it also is unique in a way. You have one weapon, the spear, and you can either poke or throw. And then you have spear abilities that you pick up. I think there's a total of there's a few. So there's really cool ones and really cool enemy designs. There's a bestiary, which is welcome. So yeah, I'm having fun with it. I think to platinum it, you have to beat it 21 or 22 times.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So I was doing runs. Like I do about 4 or 5 hour chunks of sessions when I game, and I think I beat it like 5 times last night.
Not bad.
Yeah.
You know what the graphics remind me of? When Bob was talking about this a couple casts ago, when I had asked him on the draft and all that, I looked up some pictures too, because that was one that I just hadn't heard of.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of Zelda 2.
Yeah.
Like Castlevania meets Zelda 2, which that was like the color palette for me.
It's funny you mentioned that, because the 3 big inspirations for this are obviously Simon's Quest, Castlevania 2. We discussed DuckTales, or we didn't, but DuckTales is an inspiration, as well as Zelda 2.
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay,
he knows what's up, or his team knows what's up. I think it was made by 3 dudes, and Colin wrote it. So very very early in the game, you can take the spear and do a downward and just hop. So
that's cool.
Yeah,
no, that's something that I've always respected about Colin Moriarty, even though he can rub people the wrong way. Sure. I mean, we saw it back in his IGN days when he would give a video review, and people would be like, you're full of yourself.
Right.
But he actually knows what he's talking about.
He does.
Even if you disagree with him, you're allowed to disagree with him. You're allowed to not like his personality too. I actually really respected what he knew about the craft, though.
Yes.
So I'm glad I didn't know that this was a game by them until you guys told me.
Yeah.
It's very cool that it's clear that he loves video games. He's making them and talking about them, and he's not really published by anybody but himself.
Yeah.
He's a self-made guy. Yes, he had a big following from IGN, so there was that, but he didn't sell out.
A lot of the followers from IGN don't really like him anymore. Like they kind of followed kind of funny instead. So I think he's hated by more people than loved, and that's a shame, but that's whatever.
And I get it. I mean, a lot of the personalities. He's one other thing I've respected about him is because there's some things I saw him review that I was like, fuck you, you're kind of a dick. But he wasn't wrong.
Right.
He knows exactly who he is, and he doesn't really care what other people think about him.
Exactly.
That means a lot. Even if you disagree, it's like you can't fault somebody for that.
Yeah.
You don't want him to be a chameleon. You don't want him to just bend everybody's will to be liked. It's cool that he just says, if you don't like that, go fuck yourself. And it's like, I don't like that, but I also don't want to fuck myself. Right. So good for you, Colin. I hate you. I love you. Goodbye. Like that's kind of how I feel when I hear him.
It's funny you say that, because the constructive criticism he's had, or I mean, people bitching like this is too hard, especially just like stage 5 early on in the game. This is too hard. Sure. Are you going to patch it to make it easier? And he literally is like, no.
Yeah, just a serious, clear answer. It's I got to respect the game on that part.
Yeah, so
good for
it
him.
It is a very fucking challenging game. I can't even beat it on classic. I can't even get past stage 5. It is very, very challenging. It's hard. It's incredibly retro and punishing for sure. So, but there are different levels of difficulty, and there's a flavor for everyone. So I highly recommend you play it first. Man, on normal, maybe easy, because I struggled in the beginning, but it's fun. I recommend it. And yeah, I'm excited to play more. I'm going to play up until Saros, which is tomorrow. And yeah, it was a really good, I mean, I knew about it and I had bought it. It was on my fucking dashboard. But it was a really good recommendation, Bob. So I like when I was like, what should I play? Like, Saint Slayer. And I was like, brilliant. That's a good fucking,
not bad for $10.
Exactly.
$10. I mean, you can't beat.
I think I put 5 hours. No, I put like 9 hours into it, maybe. So yeah, it's great. It's great. So
yeah, I'm glad to hear that. If you look at the other games, like there are other games that Lilimo has made. Like we've played Tribreaker, you've got Hybraxia, Super Barrels of Baking, and they're good games. They really are good games. But this was the one where I looked at it and I was like, they have that something here, even if it's for the worse, like you said, with Control true to form for an NES game. You're like, there's something here, and you know what it's going to do. So
if you know, if you know what you're going into, just know what you're going into. It's a hard as fucking nails, Castlevania inspired, true to form NES game. That is fun as hell once you get past the learning curve.
It sounds like my kind of fucking game.
Dude,
when you play, you've already sold me on it.
Hell yeah, awesome. If any of you play, I'd love for you to stream it. Bob, definitely stream it on Shapes if you want, because I'd love to watch, and I just want to see if you struggled where I struggled, because man, the fucking learning curve. I want to be like, am I that bad? But I mean, I beat it on hard. So I think I proved myself to myself that I conquered this game. I think beating it 12 times. And on hard, I think I conquered this game. I was ready to give up. I really was, and I was like, no, I think there's something on the other end of this. And boy, oh my god, and the fucking soundtrack, dude. The soundtrack. Yeah? Holy shit. Every level. It starts out, the first level's a banger. And I was like, okay, they fucking cooked. And then every level, there's a lot of stages, right? Every stage is unique. And I can't pick a favorite track because they're all amazing. And I think that really adds to the replayability of this game. Man, the soundtrack is just fire.
So what you're telling me is Alex did the soundtrack. That's what you're telling me.
Oh, yeah. Listen to some of the Alex. You'll appreciate it very much. Listen to some of those tracks. And I hope you play it.
Is it like... Yeah,
it's retro NES.
Like it's true to NES styling?
No. There's some drum and bass in there, but not like prominent. Okay. They kept it pretty retro.
But is it MIDI?
Yes.
Plus drum and bass, or what? Okay, that's cool.
It's not NES, but it's more than NES for sure, and it works. It doesn't throw you off. It's not like too new or too modern, but it just works. You just got to listen to it, and you'll see. So it's just awesome. So Bob, I can't wait for you to play it, stream it. I want to watch, and man, there's so much the game doesn't tell you, and there's so much you learn by just doing. It doesn't hold your hand at all. And my only pro tip is pay attention to those tips on the map screen. That's all I'm going to say.
Got it.
So
I will definitely stream it.
Now that you've learned to persevere and fight through the shit you hate, are you gonna, this is a serious question, are you gonna go back to Sekiro? Are you gonna give it another shot someday?
No.
Okay. Well, I don't know, because I know that you may have raged out. So.
With the Edge, I have been thinking about it, but it's just the time at this point.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of the challenge. And yes, I think input lag will help for sure, and the Edge, and maybe I'm more skilled. I don't know. My reflexes are probably degrading.
But
but
it also could just be about your attitude, and I say that in a nice way. Like, you might just be like, no, I'll not get as angry this time or whatever. Because I mean, we've talked about this in the past. Once I did Devil May Cry 5, that platinum trophy, I was like, I think I can literally do anything now that I've broken that. God. I broke it. I broke past it. Yeah. And now when I get mad at games, I don't get mad at games and like, nah, I got that in my back pocket. I don't need to prove myself. But for this, you did it for God of War. You did it for Spirit Sacrilege. So all I could think of when you said you powered through was like, man, I kind of wish he did with Sekiro. Just because
I'll keep it.
It's my favorite Souls game. It is. Sekiro is my actual favorite Souls game.
Fun story. Bloodborne is mine.
The Japanese shit.
Oh yeah,
Bloodborne's good. But it's great.
Bloodborne, I played it on launch. I couldn't get past the first boss. I punched a hole in my wall. I put it on the shelf. I put it on the shelf. I picked it back 5 years ago. And then I finally realized, oh, you do a loop and you level up a little bit and you power level and then you go through stuff. And then the hardest boss in the game was the first one, in my opinion. So Sekiro, I don't even know if I've gotten to the first boss. I just...
based on what you told me, I do not think you did. But I don't... Just based on your description, I don't think you did.
Bro,
I think you got to what I call a fatty. Yeah. I just, in the games, like the guys that are harder to kill that might be a one and done, I call them fatties. I think you got to the first fatty and just died 100 times and said, fuck this game. I don't know that, but there's something about
and that was
that in my memory. That
I think that was one of my first Souls likes too. Like I think
really?
Yeah, one of my first, and I think it might have been my first. And now I have some Souls-like experience, like platinum.
That's a hell of a one to start with.
Right. I might have done myself a disservice there. I'll have to go look at my trophy list, but I'm 3% on Sekiro. So yeah,
I think based on watching you grow and the way you play things like Neo and other games like that are Souls-like, I strongly do not recommend you go back to Sekiro.
Thanks, Bob. I appreciate your candor.
The reason I say this, and I say it with all of love in the world, okay? You are a dodge guy and get in and go really fast, and hit a bunch of times, dodge. Right. You don't do that in Sekiro.
You got to parry.
That's true. You do not. You have to parry. You just have to fucking parry.
You have to kind of do that in Black Myth Wukong, though. And I platinum Black Myth Wukong. So
okay, touche.
It's harder in Sekiro. Okay. I will just say that the timing window is much more narrow.
Yeah, it's just I couldn't get it. I think I got to where you have to like step on the spear enemies, and I just couldn't get it. They just kept killing me, and I was like, "Fuck this game!" And I broke my disc.
That spear enemy is a piece of shit.
Okay,
for what it's worth.
Good to know.
That's like Zozo in FF6, where you're like, "What happened? Why is this garbage?" That's the spear enemy in Sekiro. Shit. The first time I got to him, I was like, I hated the game too for a little bit. Okay. And once I figured it out, I was like, I will murder you every playthrough just because I can, you motherfucker. That's how I felt about that guy. So you're not wrong. That spear guy's a dick.
It's not on my list not to revisit. Let's just say
he is not a boss. He is not a boss.
It's fucking ridiculous.
I'm on the other side. Go ahead. Keep replaying Sekiro. Keep breaking discs. Because I got a copy that I'd love to increase in value. And as you decrease it's going to go up.
Yeah. It was somewhat accidental.
So help your fellow collectors out.
I did pull it out, and I just was like angry, and I was like, oh, whoopsie. So,
dude,
like, well, that's that.
Dude. Look, Caleb's thinking it's the same thing, too. He's like,
I still have my case, too.
There's a broken disc in it.
Yeah, Matt, does your disc look like that?
That is triggering me right now. No.
Do you want me to show you my platinum trophy in a second?
Please, yeah. That platinum, man.
Don't,
That's impressive.
don't feel bad though. I've never broken a game, but I've definitely broken hardware over video games.
We all
So
have.
I get it too.
We all have.
Yeah.
Soulsborns
There's
or
a
something.
few dead PS4 controllers downstairs.
Yeah.
That's how I learned how to fix controllers as a kid. I think I might have said this on an earlier cast. Street Fighter 2 was the first time I ever raged out on the Super Nintendo. My cousin, who was better than I am at fighting games, at least at the time he was, and he beat shit out of me, and I did not like losing, and I ripped the cord out of the controller because I was just so mad. I was like, fuck! I was 7 years old or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he had to go home anyway. It wasn't like I wasn't mad at him. I was really just mad at the world. Anyway, he had to go. And then I realized, I came down off of my rage high, and I looked down and I was like, oh no, because I was a child. I couldn't just buy a new one.
Sure.
So I didn't lie to my parents. They didn't ask, but I went downstairs to get a screwdriver to just try to fix it. My mom was like, what are you doing? I was like, nothing. I dropped something or whatever. So I carried upstairs. I take the controller apart, and I learned how to fix controllers from that rage out moment.
Very cool.
And it's still to this day, I can fix almost any gamepad now because of that. Got a soldering iron and everything. Yeah.
Not to be the tangent guy or keep the spiral going, but my kids had
That's
that
my
same. My kids had that same oh shit moment because they were playing Mario Kart 64 on a retro setup that I had, and they never told me until later because one of them got mad and angry and went ahead and pulled the cartridge out of the 64 just so the other person couldn't win.
Yep.
And they told me later because it was the fuck you. Crap. Dad's gonna kill us.
Mhm.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Overcoming challenges in video games is satisfying, and maybe I'll give Sekiro a shot when I have nothing to play. How about that?
I promise I was not trying to troll you. I was
No.
sincerely asking because of your
Amazing
growth over the last couple of years.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, and yeah, I love it. So yeah.
Now I'm gonna try to trigger you and say stream it for all of us. I want to see it. I want to watch this journey.
No, I would, and I could be like, what am I doing wrong, and why the fuck can't I beat this thing?
I'd grab the popcorn and fly to you, Caleb. We can watch it on your big screen.
Yeah.
Dude, I would rent out a theater and just watch it in a theater. I would invite all my friends, be like, look, guys, this is a big
Amazing.
moment.
Oh, I would love to.
This
be
is
that
the
every
video
moment.
game Avengers Endgame for me. I want to see him get through this game.
Which one do you want to see me finish more, Sekiro or Final Fantasy VI?
Final Fantasy VI.
He's really thinking about it. Yeah.
Final Fantasy VI. Sorry.
That's really tough because I feel
I
like
don't really give a shit about Sekiro. So
I feel like
Six.
Sekiro would be more entertaining to watch.
Yes.
But I mean, you know that I would love for you to just
I'd love to as well.
play one of the greatest RPGs ever to exist. Like, fuck. And finish it. It'd be cool to finish it.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
That's a tough call.
Right.
But okay, here's the thing. Sekiro here's the thing. It's clobbering time. I should not have done that with my throat. Now it itches like crazy. That was stupid. With Sekiro, I would need your commentary.
Yes.
Like you have to be on the screen. With Final Fantasy VI, I don't. I mean, I
Okay.
would take it,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't need it. Whereas if I had just Sekiro and not your commentary and your raging out or your joyous triumphs,
Yeah.
I feel like it would be less fun to watch. But
Like on mic
so that's
or on camera? Because I don't.
either or.
Yeah.
I just being able to hear you go, "What the fuck is this guy doing?" Or
Oh, yeah.
when you win, when you just go, "Ah!" Like when you get really excited.
Yeah.
That would be everything.
Okay. Yeah.
When you kill the spear guy, if you ever go back and you kill the spear guy, you might just say, "I'm done. That's all I needed to do. The game is over for me." And I wouldn't blame you because fuck that guy. He's a prick.
Yeah. But that's that's interesting. I'll revisit it sometime. But yeah. Saint Slayer, Spear of Sacrilege, incredible game. Highly recommended.
Good.
So
Good. Glad to hear that.
Yep.
That's cool.
Bob, we might go over on time, but I don't care. We're light on the news this week, and we got one big thing we want to talk about. So it's the 50th episode. It's going to be a long one. Who cares? Buckle in.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's talk about that and kind of do that as our news and and get the spiral really going, right?
It can't be too long because I do have to get up very early tomorrow.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
but I would like to talk about this.
Let's talk about this for another 3 hours. No.
Yeah, no problem.
You know what?
No problem.
Great.
No, I feel this would be criminal not to talk
I know,
about.
we gotta
Don't have to go to bed, or don't have to get up early if I never go to bed, right?
That's true. Logic.
Bingo.
I can't do that.
I did
And that's why I never sleep.
Right.
Yep. Exactly. All right. Well, audience is probably like, what the fuck are they talking about? No, the big piece of news this week. This came out originally. It broke, from my understanding. This came out on April 25th. From a Twitter handle, Does It Play? So at Does It Play 1, they noted that there was a change in the licensing on one of the games they had purchased through PlayStation Network. This was just a digital-only game, not a physical, but the license showed a 30-day expiration on the game that they had played, because you can do this within your console. You go in and you can look at the license information. You literally press the options button and you can pull that information stuff down. This, to set this up for everybody, and then I'll spin it around to you guys, is this turned into quite frankly, a shitstorm. There's no nice way to put it.
It was absolutely
a lot of people angry, a lot of knee-jerk reactions right out the gate. But then we started, and it didn't help that Sony hadn't said anything.
Yeah.
They just did this. So people started to speculate. And if you spent enough time like I did following this, because I was really curious, the long answer is, at the end of the road, and there was theorizing, this finally came to a head as we were getting ready to record. This is coming from GameSpot, where they are reporting that they spoke with a SIE representative, and that the spokesperson told them players can continue to access and play their purchased games as usual. A one-time online check is required to confirm the game's license, after which no further check-ins are required. What this is indicating is, when you first purchase the game, you get the temporary 30-day license, and then once a period has passed, which is 14 days per PlayStation's refund policy of not downloading, you are then checked in and issued a permanent unexpired license. So that has been the official conclusion so far of this entire fiasco. So
awesome.
I have some things to say. I know you were fired up about Matt. So tell me this journey.
Well,
where are you landing?
We should add that we initially thought that the media, or the thing you purchased, had to check in every 30 days or the license expired. That was where it was unacceptable, right? And
period for me. And I can't wait to hear Bob's counterpoint to this, but right. I'm right there with you, Matt.
Yeah. So that's unacceptable. Xbox tried to do this. They said it's always online, has to check in every 24 hours or some shit like that. And they got so much backlash, and they backpedaled that real fucking quick, and they don't do that. So, because there are instances where people aren't online, and when you buy something, I mean, you are essentially not buying the content, right? You're buying the license to play the content and download it whenever you want. Full stop. You should be able to do that whenever. Of course, you're not going to be able to download it when you're not online, because you can't get on the fucking internet and download it. But if you have it on your console and you've been offline for a while, you should be able to launch that game, no problem.
Especially if it's your primary console.
Exactly.
I understand secondary and tertiaries, whatever, but primary consoles, that should just be yours.
Right. Yeah. You should somewhat own it and have access to it whenever you want if it's downloaded on your system, right? And this 30-day check-in.
You did it legally. That's the other thing.
Through the PSN, for sure. Yes. Yeah. So what we were led to believe, because it was maybe like clickbait, or they didn't really go into it, or to be fair, PlayStation didn't fucking say anything, and we were speculating. We thought that if you purchased a piece of digital content after a certain date, I think like coming up, like May 1st or something like that, right? That when you purchased it, it had to constantly check in every 30 days, or you lost the license to it. You just couldn't fucking launch it. You didn't pretty much own the game and you don't have access to it anymore. It's like you didn't buy it. Unacceptable. I was ready to fucking rant about that. This still annoying, but necessary, I'd say. If it needs to check in once, especially with the return period, I get that logic. Check in once, then you get the temporary license, and then you get a permanent license. Never expires. I'm okay with that. I'm not a big fan of digital anyway because there's no tangible value with it, and it's locked to you. You can't let a friend borrow it or anything like that. You can't display it on your shelf and have a conversation piece when your friends come over. How many times do we stand in front of my fucking game shelf of like hundreds of games and just talk about, oh, this game's awesome. I pull it out and I'm like, oh yeah, check out this. It's just, there's something about physical, man. You can do that with digital by going through your library, but it's just not the same. Doesn't hold value. Right. And yeah, this was kind of just a poor mark on it even further. And I was like, this is unacceptable. One-time check-in after purchase, after 14 to 30 days. That's all right. Still annoying. That's all right. So, yeah, I'm not as mad about it as I was. I was ready to go on a tangent and be like, this is not... yell at the cloud.
Oh, yeah. I was red.
Yeah,
like when this first came out. For multiple reasons, I won't get into a huge rant, at least not yet, because I want to hear Alex's thoughts as a person who's been on PC for so long, now on the PS5 as well, and obviously knows. I mean, I'm assuming that I don't know. A Hollow Knight doesn't have a physical copy on PlayStation, does it?
Silksong, no. Hollow Knight does.
No, Hollow Knight does. Silksong doesn't. Okay. Yeah. So because I knew that you owned it, I didn't know how you felt. But so how did you feel about this when you were hearing about it?
So put it bluntly, it really did piss me off. Like I because I was predominantly a PC gamer until recently, almost 90 to 95% of what I own is digital. And I read that, my mind jumped to the same thing everybody else's was, and like, oh well, I guess we have to play our shit or we're gonna fucking lose it. And I'm like, I have 270. Yeah, I'm like, I have like 270 something games on Steam. Half of them aren't downloaded.
Right.
If I get a wild hair at my ass and I want to play something and I can't launch it after I paid for it, it would piss me off to no end. And I thought the same thing. Like, I looked at my list of shit on PlayStation. I was like, there's games I haven't touched in 3 years.
Yeah.
But what if I want to play Mass Effect?
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. What if I want to go back and I want to boot up my PS4 and play one of my Lego games? I can't do that then.
Yeah. If you're not connected to the internet, if in this scenario, Steam doesn't do this at all, do they? You buy the game, you own the license, and no check-ins. You could play it offline infinitely.
No. Okay. Go look at Steam's policy. It says
that was a question. That was a question, by the way. That wasn't a statement.
You can, and this is misinformation. You can enable offline play for games that are for your Steam client on your computer, but they put a huge asterisk on there that says some games may not launch because you have not checked in after a 30-day period. Because Steam is still Valve is not the publisher, right? So all they're doing is a hosting platform.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
And you can have that with certain Sony games too, or the games on PlayStation, not Sony. Excuse me. Games on PlayStation. If a developer decides we want you to check in online and have their own bullshit DRM, that's something we can't necessarily hold Sony accountable for, because again, they're just hosting the platform for this third-party developer to do it. But on the notes that you guys are talking about, I actually went more of the legal route. That drove me crazy. I mean, yes, as an owner of digital games that are only available digital, case in point, right now, Hades 2, the only way I can own it is digitally on my PS5.
Yeah.
And that was the first thought I had, was like, what the fuck is that? Because I thought of things like when I was busy dealing with my aunt's estate years ago, and I may not have turned on my PS5 for 4 months. So how is that fair that I would just potentially, hypothetically lose everything? And even if it's like, oh, I'll set a timer, reminder to log in and fucking start every game, that is horseshit. Now, we didn't know if that was how it worked, but that was the other end of the problem, is that Sony didn't say anything. Nobody knew the truth. And that's a very dangerous game to play, because internet gonna internet. And the game of just mass hysteria happened online.
Yeah.
And I'll admit I was a little bit of a part of it because all we knew was what the brief user research had shown us. But on the legal side of things, my biggest problem with it was this was nowhere in the terms of service. This was nowhere to be stated before. They just did a stealth update in March and said, surprise, motherfuckers. Again, this is hypothetical based on the information we had. Surprise, motherfuckers, you now have the thing that you're beholden to. And I was just livid. I was absolutely livid because I thought, okay,
Yeah.
I do not like pirating games. That's just a personal thing. Everybody's situation is different, but I do like to buy them. I like to support them. I want to show my appreciation for the medium. And when they were throwing this at me, no, I am not entitled to games. However, I've bankrolled you for fucking decades, and this is how you repay me. That went through my mind. That really hurt a little bit. So I was kind of mad. But one counterpoint to that, I was trying to think, again, trying to take a step back and look objectively. I don't have as much of a problem with it for the Switch and the Switch 2, having to check in on digital things. But the reason you had to do that was playing them offline on a portable system.
Sure.
I get it a little bit more for a portable system. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I also, Nintendo told me that up front. It wasn't a secret. They said, this is how it's going to work.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it. And with this potential Sony thing, it was just a fucking mystery box. And I thought, oh my God, I'm so mad about this. How dare you people? So
You're
that was
like,
kind of
I'm
my,
legitimately going to Xbox. And I'm like, sure.
I was so mad. I was like, fuck everything. I'm going to steal shit. I'm going to steal everything.
Yeah.
I hate it. I'm
Yeah.
taking the world. I was so upset. But I do think part of it is this whole 14-day trial period for the refund, and then having the license just to say, to match, did the purchaser buy it on a console that's owned by them? We're just going to do a one and done DRM check. I'm actually not that mad about it because it's like Alex said it earlier. I can't remember if it was right before we started the cast and we were briefly discussing that we were going to try to keep this under 3 hours if Caleb shut up, and it didn't happen. Sorry. But he had mentioned that it might be for people to, or for Sony to try to mitigate the refund scams that were going on. And I think that that's smart.
Yeah.
So all of that being said, I am dying to hear when Bob gets a chance why he said that he was kind of on the other end of this line here. So whenever he's ready, I can't wait to hear it. Can't wait to hear this.
My body is ready.
Yeah, Mike's all yours, Bob. Here you go.
No worries. So when this first broke, you alluded to something big, Caleb. When this first broke, there was a lot of, death to Sony. This is BS. Going flashbacks to 2013.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
PTSD. Right? I did.
But what you said about terms of service immediately threw it to me because Sony will not play around with that.
Yeah.
And there was no change to terms of service. So that was my hard fast. The whole truth isn't out there, and people are doing clickbait shit. It goes back to what when we were reflecting, and I said we could sell out if we want to.
Sure,
that's an opportunity because that's exactly what I'm talking about. But I want to speak the truth and discuss things, and we didn't have the information to talk about it.
Sure.
Now, to that point, if Sony were to change its terms of service, and you got a PlayStation update, and you had a terms of service, you'd have to accept, right? You'd have to scroll through. Question, not just for you gentlemen, but for the audience. When was the last time you actually fucking read the terms of service? Or did you just say, I want to play my games and hit continue and accept it?
But that's okay for games going forward you purchase. It's not okay for retroactive games you already purchased.
I do agree.
And I could see that in some legal nuance, and some lawyer who makes a lot more money than I ever will would have to dissect that. But even if they did go down that path, you would not lose your games. You would lose the ability to play them in an offline console after 30 days. In the year of our Lord, 2026, if you do not have an internet connection to your PlayStation 5, and mind you, this was only for PlayStation Network purchased games, not physicals and not your PS Plus, which elapse, You're telling me you purchased a digital game from a digital storefront and then refused to connect your console to that storefront again within 30 days?
One counterpoint to that, one major counterpoint to that, and I'm actually a little surprised because you're the retro guy, that and maybe it did cross your mind and you just don't care, and that's fine. You're allowed to not, if you're like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Certain older consoles like PS3 and PS4 got updates that just broke things on the console level, on the system level. And as a person that might be like, you know what, I don't want to run past version 4.0 on this system. And if you have it online, you can't do that. You're forced to update to the current system level for whatever reason. It doesn't really matter. But if you're going 20 years in the future and you say, you know what, I kind of want to boot up my copy of, this is a perfect example, Dissidia Final Fantasy, the original on PSP, and then Dissidia 012 on PSP that are now on my Vita. They're digital versions on my Vita. I can turn on my Vita and I can fucking play them. That hasn't been online in how many years? If I couldn't do that, it's just, to me, it's theft. To me, they're stealing something that I paid for. And again, I might be a little out of turn saying that, but I'm thinking about things because it was another thing with not to use my aunt's estate again, but when I was traveling down there, if I had 15 minutes to myself, rarely did I get to play a game, but on occasion, we would go back to the hotel room a little early. I actually took my Vita and I ended up platinuming Uncharted Golden Abyss.
Nice.
Because I had it on my Vita and I was like, you know what? I want to do that. I couldn't connect to the internet in that shitty hotel room. I couldn't do any of those things. So if I was not allowed to play those digital purchases that do not have an online requirement component, because that's different too, I would really lose a lot of faith in ever paying for anything legally again. And I know that that's a bit extreme. It is a bit extreme. I admit it about myself, but I am a little bit more, I've seen that go really fast the other direction. So to me, this was the start of just like, it's the world is ending in my life. So I'm curious about that for you, if with the retro stuff, that didn't, if you didn't think about it or if you just didn't care.
No, I thought about it. And I have two thoughts to that. First, you should have bought the fucking disc.
Yeah.
I know some you can't. I know some you can't.
That's fair.
First off,
yeah.
You should have bought the disc. You can still do that. And until they take that away, we don't have to worry about this. And number two, you're purchasing these games from the digital storefront, but it's a software. Do people realize that when you purchase a piece of software, it doesn't matter if it's Adobe, it doesn't matter if it's Windows, it doesn't matter if it's VLC. You're not actually buying, you're getting a copy included, but that's not what you're legally buying. What you're legally buying is the license for that.
The right
and
to
the
use
license.
it,
the right to use it, and the license can be revoked, not just because the company says whatever, but that license can be revoked within legal parameters, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's the way the world has worked since the 90s.
Yeah, but and while that is true, does that make me have to accept it when it gets so extreme? I mean, you're right. You're not wrong about that at all.
Yeah,
but I don't have to agree with it up to a point. Yeah, you know.
And I totally get that, but at the end of the day, you're right. There are some things where you're like, oh, I want to be able to play this. So the argument I heard about this with, what if I want to play on this version of the PlayStation OS for the PS5, right? Yeah. Because there's quote unquote bugs. No,
whatever it is.
No, I don't believe you. Flat, I don't believe that, because you go back to the Switch. The Switch was pirated and cracked almost immediately, and Nintendo spent years update the same thing with their DS and their DS XL, where they were constantly updating the firmware to try to patch the exploits. The only story I've heard and ever seen of somebody that wants to run the old version is because they want to exploit it for pirating. And PlayStation's keys, their root keys, were recently exposed. And that's why a PlayStation 4 game costs $250 now, which was not even printed by a Sony distributor. Right. It was done through limited run games, a third-party provider. PlayStation is just trying to keep itself protected from piracy.
That is true. That's fair. The only counter I will have to that, just because it's the only thing I've ever experienced myself, was specifically with the original 60 gig PS3s that had the PS3, 2, and 1, all of it. You could do everything. Yeah. I do not remember what number. I'm sure with some internet sleuthing we could figure it out. There was a patch at one point that made the either PS2 or PS1, I do not remember which one, just unplayable. It was a bug. It was a mistake. It happened.
Yeah.
And they didn't fix it right away because it did not affect the 80 gigs and it did not affect the newer slim versions. It was just the OG 60 with the hardware.
I remember that.
And I had one. So I ran into that and I actually did play PS2 and PS1 games on my PS3 because it was a great system if it got out of its own way with the 7-cell architecture and all that bullshit that we don't have time to talk about. But again, that's a very niche problem. I fully admit that that's very rare. But the fact that I had that is the first thing I thought of was like, no, I am not putting up with this because I'm a grumpy old man who bought his shit. And just with Dissidia, I could not use the disc because on the Vita, it did not read the UMDs. So I had it. I owned the disc, but I had to buy it digitally to be able to play it on my Vita again. So I could have gotten it on my PSP because I still have the disc for that, but the UMD. But those were the things that really affected me the most, was thinking about Hades 2, thinking about games that I had no choice. And I was like, fuck that. That's not cool.
Right.
So,
yeah.
But you're right. I do get what you mean about the security. That's very true. Very appropriate.
For sure.
Very correct.
And then if you think about it, that you said that was the PS3. We don't know of another situation. If that happened in today's age where, let's say, the PS Slim couldn't do that and they were under that umbrella, PlayStation would have a PR nightmare.
They would, yeah.
Absolutely. In today's internet, it would be just as bad as their 24-day outage. Like, they would be getting crucified for that, and you would see their stocks start to take a dip from it. So I'm confident that would not be a situation. Sure. At the end of the day. And the last argument I heard before anybody else brings it up is, because this got brought up in 2013, was military service members.
Yeah.
I can tell you this much. You go Alex knows, he's been in Korea. I was in Europe. You have access to the internet, and the only time that you really are not going to have access to the internet, like you can't get even a hotspot on your cell phone to update license files on a PlayStation. Let's just say you wouldn't want your $700 console in that area. You're just not going to want it. You're not going to have the setup. You wouldn't want it anywhere near there. Come at me, go guys, cry wolf on that. I served 21 years. I did 3 combat tours. So I was there. Trust me. I had an Xbox 360 hooked up in my tent, but it didn't go anywhere else besides that. And even then, it was kind of shaky because I was like, fuck, if we get hit with a mortar and I'm not in my tent, but it gets blown up, I'm out, $600 worth of console and games.
What about in a submarine? I mean, that's a serious question. If you were in a submarine, and you're obviously probably not going to have internet down there. Maybe that's not true. I don't know.
I'll put it to you this way: you would be surprised at what can be done. We have people who went to the moon recently, and they had Outlook to communicate on their emails, which requires internet. They have full internet on a fucking spaceship that's going 35,000 miles in space.
Dude,
right?
It's wild when they were like streaming the shit on the other side of the moon. I was like, where are the satellites for this? How is this working? I don't understand. It's such a cool thing to see and think about if you know a modicum of anything about tech. It is very cool. So that doesn't surprise me now that you say that. I don't know. I part of it is the change of like, I bought this. Because I'm an honest person that paid for it. And I realize they're combating the people that are not more than they are combating me. But when I am negatively affected by it, I tend to fly off the handle and just think the sky is falling. And I know they can turn a switch off at any time they want, and I'm fucked. I know that, but at least lie to me. Have the decency to lie to me and tell me you're never going to do that. That's what I want.
I'll put it at the end of the day. I'll put it like to you this at the end of the day. I empathize, and I'm a physical game collector. You know that, Matt.
Oh yeah,
we prefer our physical games, and I empathize with that. But if I was in a situation where my PlayStation couldn't hook up to the internet for 30 days, I've probably got 1, bigger issues going on, and 2, eventually I will restore it. And then at the end of the day, That's just, it sucks, but that's just the nature of the beast. And if you really have a problem with it, I want you to vote with your wallet, but I also want you to remember that the guys on the other side of the fence, their current terms of service are worse than PlayStation's. So my question would be if you said fuck PlayStation, I'm done because they updated their terms of service to this, I want to ask you, where are you going to go? Where are you going to go?
I have a PS1, a PS2, a PS3 that all work fine offline, by the way.
Shit, I'll come over. We'll hook up the multi-tap and make this happen, man.
I got a Dreamcast with Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I'm good. But no, there is one thing that Matt said that was my actual biggest concern, was the retroactive potential for this. Because if it's like, we're going to update moving forward, I don't have to like it, but them's the, like you said, that's the nature of the beast. If that happened, I would be mad just because I'm me, but I would not fly off the handle if they said all of a sudden all this shit that you owned or you thought you owned is just gone because we feel like it. That was what gave me like breathing problems for a minute. It's just like, how dare you? I really did. Just I was not fun to be around for like an hour after that news was shared with us. Poor Lisa came home from work. She's like, "How's your day?" And I was like, it's just not great.
Where's the Jesus?
Yeah.
No, you're right. And they wouldn't be able. I don't even know if they could. That would be something to ask a lawyer.
That's a legal nightmare. And that's why I was like, what is happening? Yeah.
Could they change the terms of service to apply that retroactively? Because this update only applies to games purchased after March 2026 digitally. So could they retroactively? I don't think they could. And then it would just be for anything going forward.
Well, if they could, they would have, I do think legally they would have to offer you an option where it's like, okay, if you do not agree to this, then you no longer get software updates and play at your own risk, security be damned. I think that might be how they would have to do it. I don't think they could force it on you. But that was another reason why Hades 2 came to mind, because we found out about this, what'd you say, April 25th?
Like a couple days ago.
They said March 31st or whatever that date was. And I was like, Hades 2 is the only digital game that I had bought in the meantime.
Yep.
This was before I knew that information, after the date in question. How the fuck does that work? April 14th was the date. So if you're telling me as of March 31st, you have to agree to this, that's kind of why I was like, well, okay, somebody is not doing what they're supposed to do. Or I'm fucking stupid and behind the ball because I've been on vacation and stuff. Who knows? But that was the big question mark. Yeah. So and I'm glad that it's not that problem right now, at least as far as we know. But what do you have any, I kind of cut you off a little bit, Matt. I'm sorry. Did you have other follow-ups for Bob or things we've talked about? I feel like he and I kind of dominated a little bit there.
No, you're fine.
But if you guys had something else to say, go for it.
Love the conversation. And I agree with a lot of points, primarily on your side. So fair. I'm right there with you.
Take that, Bob. I'm just kidding.
No. I like hearing your perspective as well, Bob. And thankfully, none of this is happening. And it's just, man, the internet just ran with it and just all hell broke loose and shocker, right? But so I think I would be a little more annoyed if it was going forward. Like they said, because, man, like they should tell you what's going on with games you're purchasing, and you have the option to read it or not. Most people won't read it, but it's still there, and they're telling the consumer. And if they do this retroactively or going forward, honestly, it's anti-consumer a little bit, and it's deceiving to the purchaser, and it's a step in the wrong direction. But none of this is happening, thankfully. It's just a little, after 14 to 30 days, you get a temporary license, and it's to combat these return pirates, I guess you could call them, and fuck them. So,
and potential, I don't know what it's called, but the duplication theft. Like if I bought a game digitally and somebody tried to clone my drive and put it on their system offline, once the license was read, if they clone it the right way, they would effectively be able to play the game that I had purchased. Like I know that's rare, and we don't do shit like that, so I couldn't tell you how it's done, but it happens. And so I do think that this is a smart way for them to combat that while not completely fucking the honest consumer. It's the best of both worlds.
Just
I think I hopefully it stays that way.
Buy physical when you can. Digital is more convenient. But I don't know. There's something about physical. I will fight to the end with physical. and I'm gonna buy Hades twice. I don't care. I have Hades
that's the
sealed.
thing we talked about. Yeah, like I didn't want to wait for Hades 2.
No, I'm not going to.
That I'm waiting to play it now, but I didn't want to wait for a physical version.
Right.
I didn't want to have to wait until maybe October, November, December, whatever, if it happens at all. So I have no
months because it released on Switch. I was like,
I will buy it twice.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that.
Me either. And it's $25
just to support it and everything.
Exactly.
But if for people that do not have that option, for people that do not have that, way to have that income and make that decision, and they had to make this call, if they got fucked when they paid for it, that's my problem.
Yeah.
That's really it, at the end of the day. Because I have a lot of friends that said, I'm never going to buy physical. I have a 1-room studio apartment. I don't have space for it. And I'm like, dude, but I get it. It. It's convenient.
Use
and
case.
They paid their money. So yeah. I may disagree with it, but that's just for me.
Right.
Their life is their life. You're a bit of a minimalist, Matt. So
I am.
It must be a harder decision for you sometimes to buy physical because it's more quote unquote stuff. Now it's good stuff.
It's
still stuff.
It's a bit of a contradiction because I am a minimalist and I live with less, and I tend to look at value with one item opposed to 10 items. Right. It sometimes is a contradiction and a challenge, but I think of them as art pieces, and it's my little bookshelf, and they're conversation pieces, and it's just kind of a physical imprint of my history of gaming right there.
Yeah.
Got a little mini GameStop in my basement. Love it.
No
I love
shit.
It. Yeah, you do, man. I love it.
So,
like I said, should have bought fucking physical.
Exactly.
I do want to drop a little tidbit because we saw something similar to this happen on PC a couple of years ago now, where AMD, graphics card company that I use, they came out and announced that past a certain point they were going to stop supporting like a vast population of graphics cards that they put out. And if Sony wants to know how this type of thing would play out in real time, like this worst case scenario we all imagined, all you have to do is look at how far AMD's stock dropped in 3 days.
Yeah.
And see that it lost 3/4 of its value.
Were they going to deactivate the card or make them useless or just stop supporting?
They were going to do complete 100% no support for any of them.
Wow.
And it was at the time, and it was actually the point where I panic bought my graphics card I have now. Because I was like, if they fucking do this, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Like I can't play anything new. And their stock dropped tremendously from it, and then Nvidia turned around and tried to do the same thing, and Nvidia is still suffering for it. So yeah.
Give them back.
It doesn't play out in the long run. Consumers are going to notice.
Yep.
Anytime you try and do something to change what we already love, what we've already purchased, no matter what the financial value was for it, people are going to notice.
Yeah.
I don't know if Sony came out and tucked their tail between their legs with their response, saying, hey, this is how it's actually going to work, or if they were testing the waters to see community outreach first.
They could very well have been.
Because there were 3 options. The 2 you listed, and then the third one was that it really was just a huge nothing burger, and the internet went apeshit. Excuse me. Sorry. Who knows?
I get both sides, though. I love my physical games. I love my digital games. Most of the games I have, like I said, are all digital.
Yeah.
It would suck if I just couldn't play them one day.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of my fault if I don't have internet.
That's true.
It all wraps up to what we said. We said earlier when we built this podcast, Matt and I, and then brought you guys helped build this community. We wanted to spread the positivity and the truth of gaming and talk about it in depth. The knee-jerk reactions were exactly that.
Yep.
That was a child who saw the potential to have their candy bar formula changed or something minor. They didn't get relatable to parents. They didn't get their orange juice in the right color sippy cup, and they threw a fucking fit. When in reality, at the end of the day, it didn't matter.
Right. So
Bob, you hit the nail on the head. Now I give me my Capri Sun.
Yes.
I'm the child. I'm the whiny bitch child that needs his Capri Sun.
No, Alex gets the Capri Suns. You get the meats and cheeses. Remember, this is how this works.
Yeah, back off, bro. Come on, know your place.
That's fair.
Jesus.
Yeah. So the internet ran with it, dude. We were ready to rant Bob, like 10 minutes before we were about to record, was like, breaking news, and PlayStation had actually commented on it. So glad we caught that. And yeah, what do you guys think of our listeners? What do you guys think of this situation? And are you a fan of physical or digital? I don't know if I've done a poll of physical or digital, but I should. We should do that. So
Yep.
I'm going to be a lifelong physical media advocate. And I mean, until they don't make it, and I'm forced to buy digital, where I've been in that situation, I'll have to transition again, kicking and screaming. Right? Yeah,
you're doing it again.
But I'll do it kicking and screaming. And man, I have done limited run editions, and I just, I can wait if I'm waiting on physical, but not Hades 2. I've waited fucking 6 months. I'm going to be waiting probably another month, and no. And it was $25, and I want to support Supergiant, so I will buy their game twice. Yeah, I want to support them as much as I can because they're a phenomenal studio. But yeah,
you'll love it when you get to it.
Oh, I can't wait.
You'll absolutely love it, dude.
I can't wait. So
I'm looking so forward to it.
Yes, it's been 1 year. This has been episode 50. More to come. 50 more to come. 100 more to come. Man, we're gonna do our 100th episode. It's gonna be crazy. We'll get on video some point. I don't know. Maybe we've gained so many listeners by just audio. We don't know how. And honestly, it's just Zencaster. It just freaks out every time we do video, especially when Caleb's on here. His face breaks Zencaster for some reason. I don't know.
That's what happens when you're in the presence of greatness.
Yes, indeed. But yeah, Bob, thank you so much for putting that on the Discord. That little message to all of our community. That was awesome. I read it and I was like, oh, that's amazing. So if you're part of Shapes and you want to see what I'm talking about, go on the Discord, and like I said, share your stories. What does Shapes of Gaming mean to you? What friends have you made along the way? Because that's the real treasure. So yeah, this has been episode 50. We're thrilled to still be here. We're thrilled you're all part of it. And fellas, I just wanted to say a heartfelt thank you for making this what it is, and we've created this amazing thing. And I gotta say personally, I've had a blast, and it's been a dream of mine. So I can't wait to continue it, and I love you all. So thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's been an honor so far. So,
awesome.
As you said earlier, we'll keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on. Yep. Death Stranding 2. Amazing. All right, we're going to get the hell out of here. It's getting late. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being with us for a year, the community members. And you got that little badge on Discord. You're the green color of the triangle button on the DualShock, DualSense, whatever you want to see it as. But yeah, you have a color. If you are the founders, I think there's like 25 of them. That's special, and you helped us kick this off. So thank you for that. We're going strong a year. We plan another decade, hopefully. But most importantly, keep the conversation going. Be nice to people and keep playing video games, man. They're the ultimate art form, and this is where you can make friends and talk about them. So have a great rest of your evening, morning, night, whatever the hell it is today.
Peace.
Shapes exclusive.
Shapes of Gaming is a podcast shaped around gaming and, most importantly, our community. That's you. It is written, created, and recorded in beautiful Colorado Springs, Colorado by me, Matt Stenson, and my good friend Bob Harriman. If you would like to be part of this amazing community, be sure to like, subscribe, or follow us on all the social media platforms or the podcast app of your choice. Thanks so much for listening, and always remember, keep the conversation going, and most importantly, keep gaming.